My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Jacob and I are going to break down the entire UFC 281 fight card. We're going to give you our picks, our predictions, our bets, and our fantasy plays. But before we jump into that, let's brag a little bit about last week. Jakey boy, we crushed UFC Vegas 64. We crushed it. First of all, I'm up units. Jacob's up units. Jacob does Saturday fight companions for the most part. Not every Saturday. This Saturday he won't be, but normally does Saturday fight companions. No, you're going to be at my house watching fights.
We might be. We'll see what the people say. We'll see if the people want me to go live because we were making millions last Saturday, and I think they want millions again. So we'll see what the people say.
Anyway, he's up big money for he basically bets on every fight just like for entertainment value.
Not basically, but yeah. I mean, we get a little crazy sometimes.
Essentially for entertainment value, but ends up. I think officially you were up 25 units. Prize picks that we put out for premium members hit. Underdog Fantasy hit. Knockout Kings hit. The premium member parlay hit. The 2-leg, the 3-leg, and the 4-leg different parlays all hit. What a successful event UFC Vegas 64 was. And if you were a premium member, you got all those perks. You get the safety parlay. You get everything else with it. Become a premium member now. It is only $10. I mean, what an insignificant amount of money for the amount of content and exclusive bets and fantasy stuff you're going to get. You get all the picks, all the bets, the minute we place them. You get the safety parlay. You get the DraftKings Optimizer, DraftKings Rankings, Player Score, all of that stuff. WeWantPicks.com. Click, become a member. And if you want $50, all you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. We have 4 different betting partners. Click on our link, sign up, make a deposit, and we will send you $50 as a thank you. It's affiliate marketing. It's just literally that simple. They pay us, we pay you, everybody makes out. WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up, make a deposit, we'll send you $50. What could you possibly be raising your hand about?
Speaking of becoming a premium member, a lot of those bets we hit Saturday for the live stream were already placed for the premium members. And the reason why they were so successful is because we got the good value early in the week. I mean, there was a few fighters that ballooned throughout the week that we got early in the week, just like this card. We have already have bets placed. And if you are, I'm looking at the odds right now compared to Warrior, they're already moving. So become a premium member. We will get you those early bets. Sometimes, I mean, most of the times they hit, but even if they don't, it's still better value than you're going to get later in the week. So.
That line movement is huge, and before we even jump in,
we're getting loaded up on Jesus Christ.
$10 from Quentin Lazenby. Let's get started. UFC 281 has good money-making opportunities. Good evening, boys. Buy premium membership. Well, Quentin, we appreciate you very much. Or Quint Lazenby. We appreciate you very much. Thank you. And then we have $20 from Pepe Sylvia. Do you think Volkanovski has a puncher's chance against Ryan Hall? Would you agree Hall deserves the next title shot? I hate getting derailed, but you did super chat, so it is what it is. I'm assuming that's for you, Jacob. Do you think Volkanovski has any chance in hell against Ryan Hall?
You know, it is interesting. It is very, very interesting because as we know, Ryan Hall is one of the best strikers in the UFC. You match that with the grappling prowess. It's just going to be how he recovers from this ACL. I mean, he is a little bit older, right? Coming back from
ACL. Are you giving an actual breakdown right now?
Yes, that's a very serious question.
It was a very sarcastic. No, it's not serious because Ryan Hall is trash.
Pepe, thank you. That's a very serious question. It's 145. Volk, if he is able to,
he's actually interested. If the best featherweight on the planet right now could beat Ryan Hall.
Well, I think only one person has beat Ryan Hall. What, 2 people? 1 person, and one of them, Ilia Topuria, that was a clear early stoppage. So I mean, Ilia Topuria, and you saw what happened. Okay, first of all, you saw what happened to Derek Minner. Okay. Right? Ryan Hall beat Derek Minner and injured he didn't even injure his knee in that fight, but apparently he ghost injured his knee. And you see Derek Minner a year later pops his knee out in the first round because of what Ryan Hall did 10 months earlier. The guy ruins people's careers for life. He was about to do the exact same thing to Ilia Topuria before the ref stopped him with a heel hook. You would have never heard of Ilia Topuria ever again. The hand sanitizer boy.
All right, let's go ahead and jump in. Before I do, hey, members, YouTube members, we got all sorts of cool new emojis for you. A bunch of stupid faces. Go ahead and use them.
Huh?
Opening up.
Oh, my God. You did add them.
I sent them to you, and I said I'm adding these. No help to you.
Holy
No
shit,
help.
look at this. Well, you got the old mouth wide open here. We'll have fun with this one. Holy shit.
I should have thought of that.
Oh, God.
All right, let's. First up at UFC 281, we actually have a decent fight opening up this card. We got Carlos Ulberg taking on Nick Negumereanu. Nick Negumereanu is 13-1 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, and he is riding a 4-fight win streak. Carlos Ulberg 6-1 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, with the only loss being a knockout to Kennedy Nchukwu. And this is an interesting fight. It's basically even money with Nick Negumereanu as a slight underdog. I like Nick in this fight. They're both strikers. Carlos Ulberg's going to be the better striker, but Nick hits hard as hell. He's durable. He keeps coming forward. He can work in wrestling. We've seen Ulberg work in wrestling as well, but, against lower level competition. I think this is a good fight for Nick to showcase. The dude has way more MMA experience. He's the more well-rounded fighter. He's not the better overall striker, but I think he comes forward. I think he bullies. I think he gets it done. What do you think, Jakey boy?
I'm having a lot of fun. We got another donation from, and he donates every live stream as well. The 750. I think those are pesos, but we still appreciate it. Yo, hit. Hi there, my man Jacob. He's always in the live stream Saturdays. We appreciate that. Dris Valakas.
we appreciate you despite the butchering.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that, man. Yeah. This fight is actually, the more I look at this fight, it feels like a trap, man. Because the underdog pick in Nicolae just seems so blatantly obvious. Because Carlos is one of those guys that wants to fight clean. He wants to take his time. He wants to keep his distance. He wants to fight at range. Boom, boom. Wait for that perfect shot. And if he lands the perfect shot, as tough as Nicolae is, he can probably knock him out, but Nick is like the exact opposite fighter. He wants to either close that distance to get takedowns, or he wants to brawl. And he wants to brawl and make it dirty. So this is going to be whoever can implement their game plan. Can Carlos knock him out in the first round? Yes. Can Nicolae come in, make it dirty, get him on the ground, and TKO him in the first round? Yes. I think this fight gets down early. This is one of those premium bets that I already looked at the line movement. It's moving. does not go the distance on this at minus 135. It's already minus 150. It's probably going to be minus 200 by the time this fight starts. I'm going to go with Nicolae. It feels like a little bit of a trap because Carlos is a very, very precise striker, but I like him to make it dirty, man. That's what he does. Seems like every fight that Nicolae has is a Nicolae fight. I mean, he just turns into whatever fight he wants it to be, so.
No, he's definitely gritty, come forward, dirty kind of guy. And the stats are interesting because Carlos Ulberg is the one who was the professional kickboxer forever. And he's got the better grappling stats. He averages more takedowns per 15 minutes, smaller sample size, but he's got 100% takedown accuracy. That was two takedowns. That was against Fabio Charant. So not
the
exactly.
Water buffalo.
Yeah. And then 100%. Is that the noise they make? That was a Jurassic Park sound.
That's clearly a buffalo.
Oh, okay. I haven't been with many of those.
That's a buffalo mating call. You
don't
don't Google animal mating calls before you go to bed?
No, I tend to. I like my women a little more slight than that. So
okay,
no. 100% takedown defense from Carlos Ulberg. That's a fake stat. He's only defended one single takedown ever, and that was from Kennedy Nchukwu. So we're both aligned here. So therefore, I like Nick Negumereanu at $7,800 in DraftKings. What do you think?
Yeah, it should be good. I mean, Carlos, it just feels like this just seems so obvious, man. This just seems, I can't believe that Nick is the underdog in this match. I figured he would be like minus 130, minus 140. The way that he won his last fight, just making that fight, just coming in, making it dirty. But yeah, he's probably going to be in my lineup, but something about this feels like a trap. Because I'll be honest, this immediately, I'm like, former lock of the week in Nicolae. Last fight, he was my lock of the week and he won. I was like, this is the obvious lock of the week. And now I'm starting to second guess myself, so we'll see what comes Thursday on the Lock of the Week video. But yeah, I like Nicolae in this.
Yeah, we both like him here. Again, Carlos, nasty striker, dangerous, obviously. And if you like the under here, meaning you think it's going to go under on rounds, there's going to be a stoppage, then pick your side in DraftKings. But we both like Nick, especially with that discount. Monkey Knife Fight strike line, 60-42, not touching it. I'm not going to force that, but what you can do is put both of these guys in your Monkey Knife Fight Knockout Kings. And all that is you pick any three fighters in the entire card, and if one of them wins by KO or TKO, you get paid. Two, you get paid even more. So you can double up fights. So if you think these guys are going to knock each other out, just double it up and you get yourself some guaranteed money. Check that out. WeWantPicks.com/MKF. Next up at UFC 281, we have Julio Arce taking on Montel Jackson. Julio Arce is 18-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, and he is alternating wins and losses. Montel Jackson, 11-2 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming back after a year away. Julio Arce is a striker. He's got solid volume, impressive defense. He's able to come forward with power, but still counter-strike. He's a pretty well-rounded guy. He does have some wrestling in his back pocket and solid takedown defense. Montel Jackson, okay wrestler, solid striking, legit power. He put a clinic on JP Bays in that fight. He had 4 knockdowns, 4 takedowns, and his only losses are to people who can out-wrestle him. I don't see Julio Arce being one of those people. So I think Montel Jackson gets this done. Do I love the -200? No, I think that's a little wide. But I do think Montel Jackson, if you can't out-wrestle him, he can out-wrestle you, he can outstrike you. So I think he's a little bit better than Julio basically everywhere in this fight. What do you think?
I disagree in the striking. I don't think he's the better striker in this matchup. As far as like a pure boxer,
I guess I'm going raw power. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, and I definitely agree with that with raw power because he's more of a sniper than just a boxer. Julio is a very, very good boxer. I mean, he's in and out, slipping shots. He looks like an actual boxer in there. Where Montel has that very long, 1-2 down the pipe. If it lands on the button, he's gonna knock out most people. In this matchup, I think Montel needs to use his wrestling because of the boxing of Julio Arce. If he comes in and tries to stand in front of Julio Arce, he's not going to be able to hit Julio. Julio is too good in and out with the way he sees. His vision is so good in the striking. Yes, he might be able to land that snipe shot, but he's so long with it. I feel like Julio can see that. I think he needs to do the wrestling. And if this comes down to, if this is a close fight and it's 1-1, we've seen Montel in the third rounds not have the sense of urgency you would like to see him fight. Now, again, as you mentioned, that's usually against the wrestlers, against the grapplers. When he's getting out-wrestled, he kind of can break in those third rounds. But if this is 1-1, and I got to put my money on somebody going in the third round, I'm going to take Julio Arce in this matchup because I think he is the tougher of the two. But my pick for this fight is Montel. I think he can get some takedowns early, first round, second round, bank those. I think this is definitely a decision fight. But like I said, this is 1-1. I like Julio to win that third round. I don't know if you're seeing the same thing as I am with Montel in third rounds, but Julio's a lot tougher than people are giving him credit for.
Yeah, I mean, my breakdown on quick picks was essentially Julio's going to be the more technical striker. Montel's going to have more power. So if he comes forward, throws the power, dives at legs, this is his fight. And I think that's exactly what he does. He's a year out. Sometimes they're a little crusty coming back a year away, but
crusty.
I think he
Oh my god!
Like your sheets.
I actually just got new sheets. I just got a new mattress topper. Hey, anyone in the chat, preferably females, but anyone in the live chat, if you want to try out my new mattress topper and brand new sheets, I've only slept in them 3 times, so I do get a little bit sweaty when I sleep. Though.
Preferable females? That's not a hard line. Like anybody, listen, but hopefully,
you know how old I am. I've had one. I mean, at this point, you can't be picky, Angelo. I mean, that's just the way it is. Yeah, I can't be picky. There's a lot of great dudes here. I0, I love I0. He's a great dude. That's about it.
All right. Well, if his profile picture is legit, I guess he's a decent looking guy, but you never know. Anyway, I guess we're inclusive. I like Montel Jackson to win. Did you give an official pick here? You just said if it's tied,
I don't love it. There's a lot of people that love Montel in this matchup. Yeah, I think he should win. I see this as minus 150. I think the odds aren't too far off, but Montel's my pick.
Yeah, I think the odds are a little off. I do not think he should be a 2-1 favorite. He is a year removed. I haven't really seen the gassing type issues, and it's funny because I said how impressive it is. He knocked down JP Bays 4 times and took him down, but other people have put JP out. So, why couldn't you put him out? I don't look at it that way.
JP in that first round of that matchup was controlling Montel on the ground. Yeah, another one of those wrestlers, controlling him. But Arce's not going to be able to do that.
No, yeah, and that's who Montel loses to, a wrestler, so I don't see that here. I like Montel Jackson to win. Do I like him for $9,000 in DraftKings? No. I think there's other fighters at that price point that are I'm more confident in. Is Julio worth the $7,200? I mean, that's such a steep discount. I don't think he wins this, but because I don't know how he would win it. I don't see him knocking out Montel. and I don't see him getting the takedown. So I don't necessarily know
it'd
how
just
he
be
would win.
it would be a close decision for Julio, which I think I think he can do that more, and people are giving him credit for. But as far as DraftKings goes, that's not going to be very scoring high. Well, good.
Yeah. Nope, I got you. Very clear. Very clear. Monkey Knife Fight strike line 56 to 79. This is another one I'm not going to touch. Monkey Knife Fight, there's some of these lines, and I know actually I did these graphics, so I'm positive there's a few fights coming up with solid lines that I love, one direction. But for the most part, I'm all in on Knockout Kings. It pays well, it's steady Eddie, and it is much easier to pick one out of 3 fighters to get a KO or TKO than it is to nail all these strike lines, especially if you don't love them. If you want to check that out, weonpicks.com/MKF. If you want to see all the bets that we have already placed on this entire event, go to weonpicks.com, click Become a Member. It is only $10 a month. That's $2.50 a week. Sign up. You'll get access to everything we put out there instantly. Quint Lazenby, $2. Thank you again. Julio round 1 KO. Shit.
That's the Quint and I0. I think that's their lock of the week. I0 always has one person first round KO every single week. He hasn't hit one yet. And Julio's this guy this week. So we'll see what happens.
Well, thank you very much, Quint. Very, very appreciated. Next up at UFC 281, we got a couple of fun strikers. We got Mike Trizano taking on Seung Choi. Mike Trizano's 9-3 overall, 2-3 in his last 5, and he's coming off back-to-back losses, which is pretty disappointing because he had such an incredible win, and then just those back-to-back losses. Like, he was really going somewhere. Seung Choi, 10-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's also coming off back-to-back losses. This is a striker versus striker matchup for sure. Mike Trizano is an Ultimate Fighter winner. He's a forward pressure guy. He does have some real power, solid energy. His most impressive win to date for sure was over Ludovic Klein. That was a great fight. He was a massive underdog in that fight. Ludovic was supposed to be this world-class kickboxer, and it was a close fight. Ludovic was the one who started grappling. He was the one shooting takedowns because he didn't like the Mike Trizano striking. And what was really impressive about it is Mike Trizano sat on the stool going into the third round saying, I need to turn it up to win this fight. And he went out in that third round, turned it up, won that fight. So Mike Trizano's an impressive striker. Seung Choi, he's a clean striker. He fights long. He throws with solid power. He does a good job using leg kicks as well. I like Seung Choi to win this fight. I think it's a fun fight. 2 pressure guys. I think Trizano's going to be more technical. I think Choi's going to be more well-rounded. He's definitely the more durable fighter. In his last fight against Kowalkiewicz, he should. Seung Choi. Trizano's been put out. Seung Choi in his last fight showed how insanely.
Whoa! I mean,
durable. You made the like little brother.
I just said
smack
who
in the face look.
All I said was who, and I was just
you said who, and then when I said who, you did your stupid little instigator bullshit face. You know the stupid ass face.
Apparently, it worked.
Speaking of just absolute ass clowns, $5 from Dick McLicker said, like the stream. So if you guys could like the stream, get him his money's worth, we would appreciate that very much.
Dick McLicker said, like the stream.
What do you think of this fight?
They were taking bets Saturday on how soon the podcast gets canceled. Oh, man. Saturday streams was so much fun. That graphic I posted was so funny. Was it Kirk Cousins or whatever?
Oh,
it was like me on Tuesday streams and then me on Saturday streams. It gets a little bit wild. So, yeah, as far as this fight goes, I think it's a coin flip, man. I see this as a complete coin flip because, as you mentioned, both these guys are tough. Choi is a durable guy, and Choi is one of those dudes that it's almost like he pretends like he wants to fight in space because the second somebody starts brawling with him, he's like, oh, fuck yeah, like, let's start brawling. He absolutely loves it. Trizano, another guy that absolutely loves it. I think that this, no matter what happens, I think that this is going to be easily the fight of the night. I hope that this goes all 3 rounds because if it does, it is going to be a wild, wild experience for all of us because both these guys want to brawl. Both these guys want to throw down. Choi has shown that he has an incredible chin. Trizano, tough as hell as well. As you mentioned, doesn't have as good a chin as Choi, but I think these boys really, really get after it. And when they're getting after it and throwing bombs, we've seen Choi get hit and clipped. We've seen Trizano get hit and clipped. flip a coin, I'm going to take the hometown kid in Mike Trizano. I think he's a Jersey guy, but, the whole New York, Northeastern type thing. I think he comes in ready, tough, has a game plan, maybe mix in some takedowns, something like that. But definitely I can see why Choi would be the pick for most people. But give me the hometown guy in Mike Trizano, and I'm just excited for this fight in general.
Yeah, I think it should be a fun fight. And BetOnline does offer you can bet on what you think the fight of the night's going to be. I don't think, did they do it for every single event?
I think they do it for the big ones, and they don't open that up until like the day of the fight, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, I mean, keep an eye on that. If you do sign up for BetOnline using our link at weonpicks.com/bets, once you sign up, make a deposit. We'll send you $50 as a thank you, but keep an eye on that. That's always a fun couple bucks here, couple bucks there. There's a few fights on this card that could be fight of the night.
No.
Okay, there's not. It's a trash card. Jacob won't be watching.
I'm saying that this one is definitely the one.
Revenant, always very generous with the super chats. $5 from Revenant. He's got, here's his bets. He's giving you his bets for free. Revenant.
Oh. Got slurred there. You been drinking a little bit?
It's just, I don't drink on Tuesdays, which is unfortunate. I should actually. Anyway, his bets
maybe
are...
it'd make you funny.
Seung money line, Petroski money line, Reyes Spann over 1.5, Izzy Pereira not do GD,
not the go distance. Does not go the distance, I guess.
Plus 608. He's typing more words because I paid for them, even though I don't have anything to say. Thank you very much, Revenant.
Even though I don't have anything, that's pretty funny.
Thank you very much. Genuinely appreciate that. Those are his bets if you want to tail him. If they miss, those were his bets. Now we're ours. I don't want to hear it. So you like Mike Trizano to win this fight? $7,400 in DraftKings for you or no?
Nah, I don't. I'm doing it more on
I saw that.
Thing.
What an absolute joke.
What I said was a 50-55. I said I'm only picking him because he's a hometown guy. It's not like I was sitting here saying, oh, Mike Trizano, he's definitely going to be like, he's definitely going to. All I said was, it's a close fight. I could see why people pick Choi. I'm taking the hometown kid. So why would I put him in DraftKings with a breakdown like that? Try and listen. Come on.
$7,400. That's why. I do like, this is a more fight for me. I think they go at it. I think they're swinging for the fences. Like you said, Monkey Knife Fight strike line 48-56. I think they're swinging heavy. They are both strikers. They both can grapple, but I think they're going to get, they're fighting in MSG. It's a big pay-per-view card. I think they're both going to get sucked into a brawl as they have in the past. So I like the more Monkey Knife Fight. What do you think?
Yeah, I took the under 2.5 at plus 170. That seemed like insane value to me. I know that Choi is tough, but if these boys start swinging, somebody's going down, it feels like. So as far as Monkey Knife Fight, like I said, I think they, like you said, I guess, is they start brawling early. I think I like the less. I don't know what you said, but
I said more because I think it does go to a decision.
I'm definitely taking the less now.
Okay, what an absolute. You definitely have your like kid brother instigator hat on today. You do.
Not me.
And
I'm good. I'm actually being much more normal than normal. Much more, yeah. I think that makes sense.
Yeah, no, makes about as much sense as NTGD. Anyway, become a premium member. WeWantPicks.com. At the top, click become a member. I don't have any bets on this fight for premium members, but yeah, we have others.
Under 2.5.
Check out. Stop giving the shit away, Jacob. Jesus.
Well, I'm not going to be streaming Saturday,
you don't know how a
so
subscription model works.
I'm not going to be. Just kidding. I didn't.
Just kidding. Maybe.
If you place that, gotcha, stupid idiots. Somebody just placed it like, oh shit.
Next
Whoa!
Sorry. What?
No, I think we know.
Oh. Next up at UFC 281, we have Karolina Kowalkiewicz taking on Silvana Gomez Juarez. Jacob, I'm going to need your hands above the table for this entire breakdown. Karolina Kowalkiewicz is 13-7 overall, 1-4 in her last 5, coming off her first win in 4 years. Silvana Gomez Juarez 11-4 overall, 3-2 in her last 5, coming off her first win in the UFC. This is essentially striker versus striker. Karolina at one point in her career was a legitimate contender, beating solid people. She beat Rose Namajunas, who ended up becoming champ. But then she hit this rut and just could not win. Literally 5 losses in a row. They were to top-notch competition, 5 good quality losses, but 5 losses in a row is rough. She's probably the more technical striker, but Silvana hits hard. She hits like a freight train. Even in her losses, she's dropping her opponents. She has 3 UFC fights and 2 knockdowns. 2 knockdowns in 3 fights is ridiculous at strawweight in the women's division. She hits like a train. They are both older. They're both 37 years old, which is surprising because in fight years, Karolina is much older. I like Silvana to... What?
No, go ahead. Oh.
Jesus Christ. I like Silvana to win. I think she gets it done. I think, while Karolina looked good in her last fight, it was against Felice Herrig, who was going to retire no matter what, and his full-time foot picks. And that's not, I don't mean that disrespectfully. Like, that became her full-time job. She just showed up to fight just for the money. So I don't think that Karolina win, I know the narrative was she went to ATT. They've reinvented her. She's back. That's not what I took from that. I like Silvana to win. Are you just looking up foot picks for Felice Herrig?
I'm not the feet guy. We talk about. Half the Saturday stream is talking about feet, so we won't go down. We won't go down that road. But you said your pick is Silvana. Juarez?
Yeah, I think she's just got too much power, and even though they're the same age, just raw
Juarez.
fight miles. I think she's good to go.
I know. That's a good 37. This is a good 37. Us together. Whew, what a pair that would be.
She's
incredible.
a little taller.
Speaking of pairs,
she could just wear flats.
Yeah, that went over your head a little bit. I don't think you heard that, but yeah, I'm going with Silvana too because Karolina. She lost like 6 in a row, and then as you mentioned, won the last fight. I think she needs this fight to the ground. You've seen Silvana get armbarred. A little bit fluky there type of situation. If she gets the fight to the ground, I think Karolina on top can win this fight, but getting the fight to the ground is tough for her because she's not a wrestler. She has body locks and weird things happen and people go to the ground. But if she ends up on top, I think she can win this fight. But if this is standing, like you said, this should be a Juarez fight all the way with that raw power. She hits and I would... I'm not going to say it. Okay, good.
Anyway, $10 super chat from I0. I0 says, Silvana definitely wins. She's got huge round ceiling and giant firm potential. So thank you very much, I0. Much appreciated. Jakey boy.
I agree.
Any other comments here? Absolute creep.
I am sweating.
Okay. I'm sure. I'm absolutely positive you are. DraftKings is interesting here because how do you see this fight going in all seriousness? A decision?
No. That's what somebody said let's look at that real quick. The under 2.5 is at plus 110. I think it was even higher than that earlier in the week. That's an interesting play because Juarez has shown time and time again that if she lands those paws on you, that you're going down.
She does have insane, it really is impressive power.
And it's not like looping power either. I think that's what's more impressive. It's not like these wild over the top right hands. It is right down the pipe, and good precision on it too. I think it's the precision more than anything. But yeah, Karolina, it could be bad news for her. I hope so. We'll see.
Yeah, I think Silvana wins. I'm not going to touch it in DraftKings. 8,200 to 8,000. Too many unknowns. Karolina's the better fighter. I think she truly is the better fighter. More experienced, been fighting at a higher level for longer. More well-rounded, but, she hit that 5-fight skid, and it's just, that's just not something
and
you
even
can
wins,
forget.
her last, so
her
you had
last
the Felice,
2 wins in like 5 years are against Felice Herrig.
and one was a split, and then before that she had a split again, which I guess was against Rose, but that was 2016. Another split win, another split win. She's just not a super dangerous girl.
Barely
and
winning
against somebody
fights.
and against somebody that is super dangerous, it's not a good place to be in. So,
yeah. No, I like and Meatball. What the fuck?
yeah, come on,
How are you
clean it
questioning
up,
this?
guys?
Of course.
Clean it up, guys.
Of course. She's more well-rounded as a fighter.
Clean it up, guys. Come on. Well, Patrick is my dude. Me and Patrick. I don't want to kind of mention what we were talking about Saturday, but it includes not including you on this podcast anymore. And it's me and Patrick taking over because me and Patrick, when we align on bets, everyone makes millions. Just gifted 5 fucking memberships.
Well, thank you very much, Patrick, the 5 people that got those members. Definitely appreciate it. And that's now 5 more people that can use our fancy new emojis. So thank you very much.
Holy shit. This is getting crazy.
1069 from Prominent Talent. Silvana wins. Huge potential, good head on her shoulders, and posture.
Good posture.
Bunch of absolute creeps.
Because sometimes that can really affect your posture when you get older, right? You get a little, like when you're older, you get a little bit hunched over, right? So it's good that she, keeps those shoulders back and is working on that, that core strength.
Now
we have another gift and memberships by our boy Drisfelicus. But I just wish that I wish your name was easier because I do love you, man. I do love you, Drisfelicus. Chris Feliscus gifted 10 memberships.
Oh, here we go. Thank you very much. Very, very appreciative. You guys are insanely supportive.
Yo, if you got a gifted membership, say thank you and use the emotes. We got those emotes for you guys, for the members. Use the goddamn emotes right now.
I agree. And like the stream. That costs nothing. Anyway, DraftKings, I'm not touching either side. Monkey Knife Fight, probably more and more. I think they do go at it. But I'm probably not going to touch it because Silvana does have that one-punch knockout power, and we've seen Silvana struggle on the ground. And while Karolina's not aggressively grappling, she definitely can when she chooses. Do you agree with all of that crap?
You like that, Silvana?
I don't think she does.
I don't know what you said.
I said no. Bags of sand. Next up, at UFC 281, we have Ottman Azaitar coming back after 2 full years away, taking on Matt Frevola. Matt and Frevola, 9-3 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off a knockout win over Gennaro Valdez. And Ottman Azaitar, undefeated in his career, was gone for 2 years. He is now back. And I think Ottman gets this done. I'm surprised these odds aren't wider. The dude is a powerful, powerful striker. He loves chaos in the pocket. He loves winging those punches. He will come forward. If you're not coming forward, he's coming forward. If you are coming forward, he just plants his feet and fires away. Big fan of Ottman Azaitar, and I absolutely think he gets it done against Matt Frevola, who is a really tough guy. He's a wrestler. He never stops sort of coming forward, pushing that wrestling pace. But, and he does have 12 takedowns in 8 fights, which is, that's pretty impressive. And the Gennaro Valdez fight was impressive too because he had a bunch of knockdowns and then the eventual stoppage. But as much as I hate picking guys that have been away for a few years, I think Ottman Azaitar is absolutely the pick here. I think he definitely gets it done. I do have a bet on this fight. I will save that for premium members. What do you think of this, Jakey boy?
He's minus 127, so they're definitely starting to open up. I think people are starting to realize what we're realizing. That's why you got to become a premium member because the odds move, and we see stuff early. We get on the film a week early, sometimes even earlier than that, and we give you guys the best value there is. Go to WeWantPicks.com, become a premium member. It's only $10 a month, $2.50 open. I see the same thing you're seeing, and the reason I like Ottman in this fight is because when he brawls tight. And I mentioned this in my quick pick video yesterday. When he brawls, it is nice and tight. It's boom and boom. When Matt Frevola is brawling, it is, outside, looping shots. He's trying to put a lot of power behind it, where Ottman can keep nice and tight and still knock you out. And I think that is the difference. I think Matt, when they start brawling, is going to come with those big shots, and before he can land, he's going to have one in the face. We've seen him have chin issues in the past. His last fight, somehow, he showed a great chin. He was really, really aggressive. I think his over-aggression in this fight is his downfall, and Ottman gets the job done. Wasn't Ottman the dude that got cut by the UFC because he was trying to smuggle in stuff?
Yeah, they were climbing the outside.
Because that was the COVID stuff, right? That was with all the COVID restrictions and
Yep.
And they were I guess eventually they were like, this guy's too good. Let's let him back in. I don't know what ended up happening.
His brother was part of it. I don't remember all the details, but it was peak. That's our most viral video. We have the video of Dana White explaining it. It got 50,000 views in 20 minutes. It was insane what happened with that. But anyway, we do have a video of Dana White explaining what happened there. But
Frevola.
He was he was involved in that whole sketch situation. But I like Ottman. I love that he's an underdog. And what's crazy is DraftKings, I am shocked they have him as big of an underdog as he is. Because the line was almost even when they released this pricing.
Somebody said that he was plus 130 at one point, which is a little bit hard to believe. I guess the 2 year layoff. Yeah.
It was like the minute the line opened. He hasn't been like that for weeks.
Maybe DraftKings knows something we don't know. I don't know. Maybe Kraus is running the DraftKings money now.
Well, DraftKings usually has sharp pricing because they do it. They have a sports book and this side, and so they get to see what the sports book money does, and then they do their fantasy pricing. But in this case, they just sort of went against the trend. So Ottman Azaitar, $7,700. I will have in my DraftKings lineup because I think he either wins by stoppage or there is potential he'll lose a wrestling decision, but I think he wins by stoppage. Yes, baby red.
One of the craziest lines I have seen this week is this fight is a 2.5 line. Mm-hmm. That's all I'll say.
Okay. I agree with that statement. I'm not touching Monkey Knife Fight for the strike line. I will probably have Ottman Azaitar in my Knockout Kings, but there's another one you could double up because Matt could get takedowns and elbow away. I don't think so. I don't think that's what happens, but it's certainly possible. But Ottman Azaitar 2 years away. I do hate being so confident on that because, who the hell knows? It's 2 years. Who knows what's going on there? But anyway, we're both on the Azaitar side, $7,700 in DraftKings. Become a premium member. You can see the bets we do have on this fight. If not, whatever. That's your choice. I'm not mad. It's fine. I'm fine. It's fine.
We are pro-choice.
Next. Don't do shit like that. Don't do shit like that.
No, we are pro the people choosing what they want to do. I don't know what you were talking about.
Yeah. Next up at UFC 281, we have Andre Petroski taking on Wellington Turman. Andre Petroski, 8-1 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. He is riding 3 UFC wins in a row. Wellington Turman is 18-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, riding a 2-fight win streak. Couple things to note in this breakdown. First, Andre Petroski is in that Renzo Gracie gym where they've been bragging for years that all their UFC fighters are undefeated, and they have just been absolutely shit in the bed. Every single one of them. When Jake, you and I were talking yesterday, and what did you tell me about that gym and their fighters?
They all. Well, let me be nice because people get upset.
No, you told me something genuine.
I don't remember what I said then.
You said that none of their striking has improved at all since they've been in the gym.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Their striking absolutely sucks. I mean, that's just what it comes down to. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So Andre Petroski's part of that gym. If you believe in the karma of a gym, he's on the wrong side of it right now. And Wellington Turman is training with Glover. He's been with Glover for a while now. He's training with Glover. They've got Alex Pereira in there, and they now have freaking Dominick Reyes is in there as well. Dominick Reyes went from California to Connecticut to be training with Glover.
Moves you could ever make.
To be training with Glover and Wellington and Alex Pereira. So, it's not going to affect my pick, but those are some interesting things going on here. I do like Petroski to win this fight because ultimately he's the heavier hitter in the striking. He's going to hit harder. Is he the more technical striker? No. Does he hit harder? Absolutely. He's going to get the takedowns whenever he wants them. And he is at that Renzo Gracie gym getting good rolls with great grapplers. He's rolling with Pat Sabatini. Great grappler. He's rolling with, your boy that just got smoked. Great grappler. While Wellington Turman is also a great grappler, I don't see him catching Andre. I think Andre gets the takedowns, controls, beats him up. I do think Andre Petroski wins this fight. I'm actually pretty confident in that. But if you guys believe in the gym karma and all that crap, then that's not great. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, this is there's 2 people on this fight card that are kind of like Mr. Jekyll, Dr. Hyde, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. What is that phrase? Is it is it Jekyll and Hyde, but isn't it like a doctor? One of them's a doctor?
Yeah, Dr. Jekyll.
And Mr. Hyde?
Mr. Hyde.
Okay, well. Wellington is one of those people. If he is on your back, if he is in a advantageous position, he is a very, very good fighter. I mean, he is a very aggressive fighter who will look for submissions, and he is a problem if he does get in your back. But if he gets on his own back, and you're on top of him, you saw that in the Misha fight. He was on Misha's back, he looked good, body triangle, threatening submissions, and then Misha threw him off, and it was almost like Wellington was like, oh shit, like what do I do now? he didn't even have like a full guard. He was literally like blocking punches, like trying to like catch punches in the air. Like, and Misha's just raining down terror upon him. If Wellington is able to get the back in a scramble somehow against Andre, who should know what to do in those scrambles positions, as you mentioned, with that good Renzo Gracie camp, with all the grapplers they have, maybe he can come out and win this fight if, something weird happens. But this should be an Andre play all the way. I think he's very confident play in this matchup. He should have the wrestling to control the double legs. Wellington should be able to get taken down easily because he is a jiu-jitsu guy. I like Andre all the way. If this, for whatever reason, stays on the feet and he gets knocked out, just like those Renzo Gracie guys have been doing, I'm not going to be surprised because I've seen it twice now, and it really kind of pisses me off. But I think Andre's a play.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident in it because Wellington's only chance is a flyer submission, which is possible. He just did it to Misha Cirkunov, who's a very good grappler. But Andre has power in his hands. He's not a great striker, but he has just straight up raw power in his hands, and he can wrestle, and he can grapple. So I do like Andre Petroski here. So do you. Luis Rodriguez said Jacob outstrikes all the Gracie Gym fighters. Oh, here we go. You people love when he does this stupid shit.
Okay. I'm in there nice and tight with these. Look at that. I'm here. Boom. I'm slipping like this. I'm slipping like this. I'm coming in like this. Boom, boom with the double uppercut. Now I'm coming. I'm slipping like this.
You look like a cat playing with one of those stupid.
No, I'm ripping bodies like that. You see that? You see how? That's the key.
I see how your chin is not protected. You absolute buffoon.
No, I'm right here. Boom. Boom. Okay, I mean, you see how I really get that lat. I mean, if you guys are looking at this lat right now, that's what you really need to just dig. I mean, you're digging like, yeah.
Okay. All right. I think we're done here. That last sound was so stupid. Anyway.
That's Mike Tyson work there. That's called a picky boo.
We have Driscoll.
We're calling it Big D.
Nope.
Big D.
DV. Damn, there is magic in the movement. Don't encourage. I appreciate the super chat, but don't encourage his bullshit, please. Please don't. Anyway, Andre Petroski at $9,200. It's a lot of money, but I honestly think he's worth it. And I could be, listen, Wellington has freaking Glover on top of him, grappling with him every day. He's got Alex Pereira throwing missiles at his head every day. Like, he's literally got two of the best in the world.
Dominick Reyes telling him that he beat John Jones every day.
In a month, that little tiny gym in Connecticut could have two world champions of like two of the toughest weight classes. Toughest meaning, like biggest, strongest weight classes. Yeah, not tough, like hardest to become a champ in. Those are always the little lightweight classes. But anyway, I like Petroski. So do you. $9,200, probably worth it. Again, not touching the monkey knife fight strike line because this could end quick. This could be a quick fight. One punch KO, a quick submission, or it could be Andre just laying on top, sloppy, sweaty.
Let me look at something real quick before we get off this. You want like a little Saturday flyer here? You want a little Saturday live stream flyer because I'm not gonna be live Saturday. Give me Wellington Turman by submission round 2 and 3 because Andre is a guy that will do powerful stuff. He will get tired, and when you get tired, you can get submitted. We have Wellington plus 1,500 for round 2. Plus 1,800 for round 3. Give me a couple of those as a flyer, just as a hedge on the Andre play.
Okay. Yeah, honestly, that's not terrible. Because
I know.
If Andre gets comfortable with
the
takedowns,
if I say it and if I say that it's a Saturday live stream bet, you can almost take that to the bank. Don't actually take that.
But you shouldn't. Yeah, but you absolutely should not.
Yo, you skipped D, man.
Oh, I didn't see it. I'll go back up. $1.99 from Luis Rodriguez. Tip money for the shadow boxing. Look at you. You like the guy with the
No. You didn't read that whole thing.
That's what it said.
No, you didn't. You left out a word.
Tip money for the elite shadow boxing. I said that.
I think you didn't say elite. You said for the shadow boxing. I think your brain canceled it out because you're like, that's not elite.
And I had DV. I
no,
read
D.
This one.
Oh my God, D, I'm so sorry, man.
What is it?
Member for 7 months. I am enjoying all the work.
I don't get that. Doesn't show up as an alert on my side. Sorry, my bad. Thank you for 7 months of membership. Thank you for appreciating all the work we put in. This actually is a ton of work. I know it doesn't seem like it because we just show up doing this, but
it's not work for me because I love it.
Okay, every time I ask you for something, you hem and you haw.
I absolutely love this. This does not work for me. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. Angelo doesn't like you guys. I love you guys.
Okay. Next up, at UFC 281, we have Erin Blanchfield taking on Molly McCann. Erin Blanchfield, 9-1 overall, 5-0 in her last 5. She is riding a 6-fight win streak. Molly McCann, 13-4 overall, 3-2 in her last 5. She's riding a 3-fight win streak, and 2 of them back-to-back spinning back fist knockouts. I don't think that's ever happened before. Very impressive.
If we ever fought.
I mean, I guarantee we can get these people to pay for a pay-per-view and you and I would fist fight. And if that's something that you want to do, we'll do it.
You weren't even ready for that. I mean, right there, you were knocked out. You were talking, blah, blah, blah. You just got hit with one. There's one more coming.
Was that level? Was that because if it's level, it would hit me in my belly button because you're a small little boy of a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little and
and
not.
you have all these people fooled because you go jibby jabby real fast, like it's something. Everybody saw your video that you had to use the wagon to bring in the water because the water's too heavy. Okay? So stop.
That's because I saved myself for the women in my life. All my energy.
Speaking of women, we got Erin Blanchfield taking on Molly McCann. Erin Blanchfield, nasty grappler. Nasty grappler. Some people say like Mackenzie Dern type vibes. She's not as good as Mackenzie Dern, but she's a more well-rounded fighter than Mackenzie Dern is. But nasty grappler for sure. Super young. Molly McCann is a striker. We've seen her work in offensive grappling. She has some fights where she's worked in takedowns, and she went that route. But she overall is a striker. Hopefully, she's not buying into her own hype with the spinning back elbow and is just going to keep trying that over and over. But this is a striker versus grappler matchup for the most part. That is why the line is minus 400 for Erin Blanchfield. I do think Erin Blanchfield wins this fight. I do also think Molly McCann is the exact type of person that can beat Erin Blanchfield. Erin Blanchfield struggled with J.J. Aldrich. Yes, she ended up winning that fight, but she struggled with her. She did not look good. She went 0 for 4 in takedown attempts. And I just, after seeing Erin struggle with J.J., and after seeing Molly just like build up the confidence, she knows she hits hard. She knows she's busy. She's tough as hell. I don't see Molly as somebody that's going to get submitted easily. She can grapple a little bit. I do think Erin Blanchfield wins, but I said it in the Quick Picks video. I feel like Erin Blanchfield is a parlay buster. What do you think, Jakey?
No, I think we're aligned in this. You opened this by saying she's a nasty grappler, but she isn't. I think she's an overrated grappler. She caught, Miranda Maverick off guard with the takedowns, and that is what it is. But we just learned how overrated Miranda Maverick is. The second most overrated person in this division is probably Erin Blanchfield. I mean, I can't believe that she is as wide in favor as she is. She was lucky to get that Hail Mary standing guillotine against JJ because JJ was winning the striking and ragdolling her in the grappling of that fight. So Erin Blanchfield coming in against Molly McCann, somebody that's going to be the fan favorite, doesn't give a fuck about anything, is going to get right in her face, a young girl, 22, big pay-per-view. People are going to be going crazy for Molly, the walkout, everything. It's going to be a big, big moment for Erin. Can she get the takedowns? Yes, she's probably going to get a few takedowns mixed in. Can Molly stuff a few takedowns, get in her face, and turn this into a real fight? Absolutely. That's why for this, my pick is Erin Blanchfield because she should be able to win this fight, but the value is in Molly McCann. I've already been placing sprinkles on Molly McCann. Go to we1picks.com, become a premium member, and you will see all the bets that I place for Molly McCann this week because I think there's 2 or 3 of them that I absolutely love for her in this matchup. So I think the value for your bets is in the Molly McCann side, but the pick is probably Erin Blanchfield.
She just has the more clear path to victory. Which, so I think, we are completely aligned. And I say parlay buster. I just, minus 400, I would not throw her in a parlay. And a lot of people are going to do it. And you know what? She might come out there, get the takedown, get the submission, and totally have been worth it. But that's why she's minus 400. She's supposed to do that. I just feel like, I compared her to the Chase Hooper. She's not as pathetic as Chase Hooper is. Like, he's just a wimpy, scrawny little man. Aaron
And
Blanchfield
those are
is
the
not
worst
that.
type of people.
Those
Wiry. I mean, Jesus Christ. Go to the gym for the love
I
of
agree.
God.
Do something with your life. I completely agree. So she's not as physically pathetic as Chase Hooper is, and I think she's tougher. I just, similar type vibes where if she can't get the grappling or wrestling going, then what? If Molly just starts throwing at her face, what's she going to do? She could fold. So we're aligned there. Aaron's a pick, but we do fully recognize how dangerous this fight is. And then DV with another super chat saying, yeah, he missed Elite.
Told you.
Maybe I skipped. Jacob is the best
ass.
YouTube sit-down shadow boxer anybody's ever seen. Okay, is that what you wanted? $5 from Lymph. Appreciate the contest, boys.
Dude,
Thoughts
you just
on-
missed D again. Is this a joke? It's D, man. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with him.
It doesn't show up as an alert. I'll scroll back up. Thoughts on Gutierrez versus a name I'm not pronouncing because I've been doing this long enough to know how this goes. Thanks for the money. You can keep trying. D. What am I looking for?
D.
I'm looking for the...
D.
I don't see anything. Sorry.
$1.99. He said, alert this, Angelo. And you didn't even see it again. It's just a super chat. I don't know why you're not seeing it.
Oh, here it
Got
is.
the guy
Here it
blocked
is.
or something?
Here it is. No.
Holy shit.
Alert this, Angelo. LMAO. Lamau. Thank you very much. Genuinely appreciate it. What do you think of DraftKings? Definitely not worth the 9,500, right?
And that 6,700 is looking a little appetizing. Because Molly doesn't care, man.
I agree.
high.
The problem is I agree. But she may just come in swinging, and that might set up the takedowns. Because they might just be there, overcommitting to strikes.
I think she's definitely going to get, I think she's definitely going to get taken down a time or two. But as far as like just taken down and finish and stuff, I just don't see it. And that's just, those takedowns are going to be harder and harder and harder to get. We'll see what happens, though. I don't want to make it seem like I'm picking Molly, but I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm definitely not picking Molly. I recognize that this is a much tougher matchup than a lot of people are thinking, and I think the odds have swung a little bit. Wasn't she even bigger than -400?
I don't know. Would you like me to check?
Nah, I don't care that much. Anyway, is a word and not an abbreviation. Anyway, Monkey Knife Fight strike line 98-76. I think it's a less, or maybe a less more. I don't think Erin Blanchfield is at 98 because it assumes a ton of takedowns and control. I don't think she's going to get a ton of takedowns and have a ton of control. 76 from Molly seems about right, but 98 from Erin seems high. You agree?
Yeah. It's probably less, I think, honestly.
I think it's a less as well because there'll be some takedown defending. There won't be as many takedowns as, this
It could be a lot of just Erin against the fence trying to get takedowns against Molly. We'll see. And those odds, they should open at -500. It went down to -260. Now it's back to -400.
Okay. All right. Well, we're both aligned here. If you want to see all the bets we have on this fight, WeWantPicks.com. Become a premium member. It's only $10 a month, $2.50 a week. One decent week pays for months or years worth of premium membership, and we crushed UFC Vegas 46. Anybody who followed that is covered till 2024 as far as premium membership is concerned.
Are you not going to put... I mean, he just donated again.
The live chat is flying. Hold on.
Yeah, because he donated and said double G. That's unreal, man. I don't know what to do at this point.
I do not have an alert, a colored alert from him. I don't have.
$4.99. I mean, it was $4.99 this time.
Please hold. I have from Lymph. He tried to get me to say the bad word, and then nothing after that.
D, I don't know what to do, man. This is why, Patrick, we got to get. I mean, we got to make this move, Patrick. We talked about it Saturday. We got to hurry that up, Patrick, because this just isn't working anymore. It literally isn't working anymore. I'm sorry, guys. I'm literally sorry.
I'm
this is
looking, man.
embarrassing. This is as embarrassing for me as it is, hopefully, for Angelo, but I know he didn't give a shit. So
Blame it on the software. It didn't show up. My bad.
D said $4.99. Angelo hates me. It's cool. Double G. And it turns out you do actually hate him. So
I don't. I love pinning super chats. It's the only reason I wake up. Yeah, I don't see it. It's not showing up on my side. I see all the double G's. I see all that making fun of me, but I don't see. Sorry, blame the software. We're having all sorts of issues with the software. My bad. Next up, at UFC 281, we have Dominick Reyes taking on
Molly
what
McCann.
says Molly McCann, but it is.
This show has absolute shit, man. Jesus Christ.
What's so annoying is I thought I fixed this graphic. Oh, you know what? I fixed it for. Nope, I didn't fix it for that one either. Oh, I didn't update it in the PowerPoint.
Patrick, come on, man. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. We were on the like our trajectory was to take over literally the world, and I could see it coming. And now we hit a fucking wall. This shit's over, man.
Anyway, we got Dominick Reyes. He's taking on Ryan Spann. Dominick Reyes is 12-3 overall. 12-3 overall. 2-3 in his last 5. With his last win being 3 years ago. Ryan Spann is 20-7 overall. 3-2 in his last 5. He is alternating wins and losses. I am surprised to see that this is in the prelims. It's not even the featured prelim. They sort of buried this. And I know they got to give Frankie Edgar his spot at MSG, last fight ever. Fine. So maybe this doesn't belong on the pay-per-view main card, but, you know, featured prelim seems appropriate for a former 2-time title challenger. Anyway, I saw the comment. This is a great comment. I'm changing my pick to Molly. That's a good comment. Because it's this guy. It's this massive human being. That's why it's funny, Jacob. I'll explain it to you. Anyway, Dominick Reyes. He's a pretty well-rounded guy. I don't think he's super dangerous anywhere, but he's a well-rounded guy. He has been knocked out in back-to-back fights, which is questionable because he's fighting Ryan Spann, who hits like an absolute freight train. The only issue with Ryan Spann, and the reason he's not knocking literally everybody out, is because he's a little slower. He's a little slower, and if you throw straight punches, you can get to him before he gets to you. He's big. He hits hard. 5 of his 7 UFC wins are by stoppage. Super long reach. Super tall. And this fight, to me, was so hard to pick. I didn't even, in the quick picks video, I didn't even do a pick. I've watched some more tape. I thought about it. I talked to you a bit. I am going to lean Dominick Reyes just a touch because, you know, in talking to you, you were like, dude, that Jiri fight, he actually looked good before he didn't. And then I rewatched it. You know, it's like, I guess he did. And, man, this is just such a tough fight. Why don't you go ahead and give your breakdown?
Yeah, I'm Dominick Reyes kind of all the way in this matchup. I will give away a flyer bet that I was going to play Saturday if it was a live stream bet. This is going to be a flyer, but I'll mention at the end of the breakdown. You watch that Jiri fight. I mean, that Jiri fight was an absolute war, and Dominick Reyes really kind of showed how tough he is in that matchup because he was getting absolutely beat on, and every time he was getting beat on against the fence, he continued to throw back. I mean, big counter. At some point in the second round, he actually put Jiri on skates to a point where Jiri was hurt so bad, he shot a takedown. And what did Reyes do? He pulled a guillotine for whatever, and he actually almost got the guillotine because Reyes, Jiri's hair got stuck. He couldn't get out of it, but, he pulled a guillotine. He was absolutely beat up. And I think that spinning back elbow knockout was, obviously it was right on the button. It was a bad knockout. But I think that was more of like compiled damage and being exhausted at the same time towards like, oh, now the brain's like, finally, let's take a little nap here. More than like a complete just like flatline knockout. Obviously, either way, it's not a good situation against a guy that hits like Ryan Spann. But I will tell you, my pick is Reyes in this matchup. We'll see if he mixes in some wrestling because he did have a takedown versus Jiri as well. Maybe he's trying to save his chin. He's with, as you mentioned, with Glover. Maybe they're working on wrestling, this type of stuff. With that said, if he is going to mix in wrestling, if maybe he doesn't want to stand, the little sprinkle play I have, and this is a free bet for you guys. This would be my Saturday live stream bet. Again, these are bets to have fun, flyers. I wouldn't tail them, but this is stuff that I do. Little sprinkles is Ryan Spann rounds by submission. This dude in 20 fights has 12 submission wins. I know not a lot in the UFC. He did have that one versus Kutalaba in his last fight, but I feel like there's going to be something weird is going to happen in this fight. These are two guys you really don't, as Angel mentioned in your breakdown, you kind of really don't know where this fight is going to go. I think Reyes comes in, maybe throws in some grappling, maybe gets caught, maybe he's clipped and then throws in grappling, maybe it's caught. Ryan Spann will catch a neck if you leave it out there. Those odds are plus 2,000, plus 2,500, and plus 4,000 for a round 3 submission for a guy that's got 12 submission wins and 20 victories. Again, a little bit of a sprinkle. My pick is Reyes for this fight, but it feels like something weird's going to happen in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, this was so tough for me to pick, and I honestly ended up just going with Dominick Reyes based on my conversation with you. So I sort of let you influence that pick, but I was so torn because Dominick Reyes' chin is not great. Granted, it was Jan Blachowicz, hits like a freight train. Jiri hits like a freight train. The Jan loss was much worse than the Jiri one, in my opinion. Because the Jiri one, he went out there banging, and Jiri just has a brick for a head, and what are you going to do? The Jan loss was like, you just got beat by a 40-something-year-old.
Well, I think the Jan loss was, I just beat John Jones. I'm the dude, chest out. I should run through this dude. And he got caught off guard. Where the Jiri one, I think he came in ready and just got beat by a better guy. I mean, we see how tough and how good Jiri is now. But I think he showed tough. I don't think he was like that cocky dude anymore. He grit down. He was throwing counters. Even when he could have quit, he didn't quit until literally his brain quit on him. So I could see why. I know why you don't really like Reyes that much, but I think he's kind of turned a corner, and we'll see if he can capitalize on it.
Well, and going all the way out,
this is a fight he should win.
Going all the way out to Glover's gym says a lot. Like dude's in California, went all the way to Connecticut to train with who he thinks is probably the best 85-pounder and one of the best 205-pounder. Like, that's not an easy thing to do. It's not a big gym. It's literally a very small gym. It's not a big gym. There's not a bunch of big. It's not like he went down to ATT or went to Jackson Wink. Like, he was very targeted in where he went, and he's trying to get it done. So, I guess I'm going to go Dominick Reyes here. I'm not going to bet. This is a 1.5 line, right? Yeah, because I went the over.
Yeah, it's
I went
even.
The over.
It's even money.
Yeah,
I like that over too.
Yeah, because they are both tough. They do both hit hard. This fight could go a lot of ways. Dominick Reyes has been knocked out 2 times in his last 2 fights. I think he'll start a little slower. And Ryan Spann is a slow starter, and he's literally physically slow. And I don't mean that to be rude or make fun of him. Like, his hand speed is not as fast as some of these other guys, but he definitely hits way harder than they do. So we're both on Dominick Reyes. You a little more than me. I hate the pricing. I'm not touching it in DraftKings. You going to do anything in DraftKings? I mean, that means you love Dominick Reyes and he's going to win by stoppage.
Probably not. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. We do have a $1.99 from Luis Rodriguez again saying, Molly McCann with a botched plastic surgery. Yeah, she's not looking great.
No, I think she looks fantastic. I mean, that's a good looking body there. If you're asking me, Molly, get in touch. Let's work.
Look what I found.
Oh!
Is this a new one or is this the one that went missing? No, this is the new one.
This is
$10 from
all it took was that greedy bastard to get $10, and all of a sudden he saw it. All of a sudden he saw it. He's like, $5. No, he's looking at it. $2, $5. Oh, $10 from D. Okay.
Yeah, see?
Unbelievable.
That's why Jacob is my favorite. LOL. So I guess you're not the favorite because he laughed at it. I appreciate everyone spamming Double G, which frankly is rude. And damn, Molly McCann is definitely getting piss rested after this graphic.
Tested.
Yeah, supposed to say tested. Yeah, no, she's definitely on the juice. Appreciate you. Thanks for sticking with us, even though I couldn't find your last one. Very, very appreciated. So the question from Cash Sarlo is, I'm not 21 if I pay the $10. Listen, we're not a sports book. We're not a casino. We're giving you DraftKings advice. We're showing you the bets that we're placing. We're giving you advice. We're giving you stats. We're giving you picks. We're giving you information. A DraftKings optimizer, Prize Picks, Monkey Knife Fight. We're giving you an insane amount of content, but it's content. What you do with that information is on you. If you want to go place bets, great. If you're a member just to support us, great. If you're there just for the DraftKings optimizer, great. So we're not a sports book. There's no age limit, so Yeah, of course. You can pay the $10 and get access to all the exact same comment. And some people who don't want to become a premium member on the website, you can become a premium member right here on YouTube. Click the join button under the video. You see there's 2 tiers. One is premium membership. It's essentially what's on the website minus the optimizer. So obviously the optimizer is not going to work in the community tab of YouTube. But thank you all very much. Genuinely appreciated. I0, $2. Look up D super chatted again. I did. I got there. Thank you though. Appreciate that. 25 pesos from DV. D super chat was missed again. It wasn't missed. I got it. I got it. Thank you very much.
Looking out for our dude, man.
They're looking out for D,
man.
Look at the community we're building over here.
We love you, D.
Genuinely, thank you all very much. We have well over 200 people in here.
Do you love D?
And we have well over 200 people here, and there's
wow. That's okay. He's saying that he loves you, but
there's
you love him?
plenty
Do you love D?
of channels here. Mr. Spearman, yes. There's plenty of channels here that have been doing this longer than us that do not get the love that we get. So thank you all very much. That is not lost on us. Next up at UFC 281, we have the featured prelim fight. We have Brad Riddell taking on Renato Moicano. Brad Riddell's 10-3 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He is on a 2-fight skid. Renato Moicano is 16-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that short notice, very short notice, main event loss to Rafael Dos Anjos. It's an interesting fight. So Brad Riddell, as we all know, nasty, nasty kickboxer, Tiger Muay Thai striking coach. He doesn't have insane power, but he's a very, very good kickboxer. And we've seen him work in takedowns as well. He's worked on his offensive grappling. He had takedowns in 5 of his 6 UFC fights. And in one of those fights against Drew Dober, he had 5 takedowns. He is coming off 2 losses. He got knocked out by Fiziev, but the way that dude's going, he's going to do that to everybody. And then his last loss was a quick submission to Jalen Turner. He got guillotined while shooting. So that is what it is. Renato Moicano is a very well-rounded guy. Dangerous BJJ black belt. He is a technical striker. He doesn't really have knockout power, but he does have good volume, good pace. His chin is a little suspect. I got to go Brad Riddell here. I'm surprised he's the underdog because I don't... Renato Moicano is very well-rounded, but I don't see him taking Brad Riddell down, and he's definitely not going to outstrike him. So in that case, I don't see why Brad Riddell's the underdog. I get it. Moicano's sort of hot and cold, and he looked really good for a few fights, and then took the RDA one, and short notice got bullied a bit. But I don't know what your thoughts are here, but I like Brad Riddell, and I'm, if he was the minus 160 favorite, I'd be like, yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I was actually surprised that he was the underdog in this matchup too. I guess it's like, what have you done for me lately? But Moicano in his last fight, I know that was super short notice, and he really shouldn't hold that against him with the RDA fight. And he did kind of show some toughness in there in that fight, withstanding that entire beatdown. Is what it is. But Brad Riddell is the real deal. I mean, he is an actual striker. He's definitely the better striker in this matchup. I think it's just the lack of danger on his side, I guess, is what bettors don't like. When you look at a guy like Moicano, he is a very dangerous guy, even on the feet, but especially on the ground as well. So when you get kind of that style matchup, especially Brad Riddell coming in, showing that he's a wrestler in the last few fights, that's kind of a spell for disaster against a guy like Moicano who can jump on next, scramble, get your back type situation. But Moicano, again, that's the other guy. I said Wellington Turman is kind of the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing. Moicano is the other one. When things are going well and he's moving forward and he's striking, he's on your back, he looks like a guy that could be one of the top 5 dudes in this division. But when he starts getting pressured and he's on his back and he's getting hit and he's backing up and he's against the fence, he kind of looks out of sorts. And it's one of those situations where, I'm going to pick Moicano in this fight, and I hope that he has success early because he can kind of get in that rhythm. But if Brad Riddell gets in his face, starts popping that jab out there, breaks his nose, bloodies him up, you're going to see a completely different Moicano than somebody that can control the fight and the pace of a fight. So I'm picking Moicano, but this is one of those, it's probably my least confident pick, literally on probably the entire card, is Moicano in this matchup because Brad Riddell is the real deal, man. I mean, he's a very good striker, can wrestle, can stay out of danger. Moicano is just a little bit more dangerous, so that's why he's my pick. But I agree, these odds seem a little bit crazy to me.
Yeah, if anything, they should be flipped because Moicano's not going to beat him in the stand-up, and if Brad doesn't want to shoot, I don't see it going to the ground. Because I think if Moicano's looking to take shots, I think Brad's going to make him pay for it. And the Brad Drew Dober fight was impressive because he did work in his own takedowns. But it's impressive because I think he fully recognized, listen, I'm not going to knock this guy out. Look at him. Look at him. Look at that chin. Nothing I can do to that. Let me work in some grappling and get this done. And that's what he did. So I like Brad Riddell, $7,900. You know, frankly, I think he's probably worth it. Yeah, you. What?
I do have a great. There's a lot of bets that I love, like safety net type bets for this card. I think I have 3 or 4 of them placed. One of them is for this fight. WeOwnPicks.com, become a premium member. It's only $10. I love a bet that I have for this fight.
Cool. I'll have to check it out.
Cool.
Let me log in and check out your sweet bets. $7,900. I do like Brad Riddell. Do you like him for $7,900 as well?
No.
Okay. Monkey Knife Fight strike line 63 to 74. It's probably a more. I think this just stays striking. I think Brad wins a pretty technical striking match with maybe. I think he'll try a takedown at the end of a round to see what it's like, right? To see how sketchy is this down here. That's not an unreasonable.
It sounds like me every other weekend. Let's just kind of see what it's like. You know, you never know until you really know. You know?
Yeah. Preferably women, but anybody can check out my mattress topper. But I do think he'll work in a takedown at the end of a round.
Oh, like, Elizabeth didn't hear. Elizabeth didn't hear that. Elizabeth just showed up. So
Jacob has a new mattress topper he'd like you to try out.
Well, I mean, consensually, only if you'd like to.
Okay. You could reach out to him directly. Or you can go to onlyfans.com/freckled-salamander.
The Freckled Salamander. It is a real thing. Onlyfans.com/the-freckled-salamander. I'm still trying to get they don't want to verify me for some reason.
So can you put content up or no?
No, not until I get verified.
And you've actually gone through
every time I send them a picture, they're like, there's no way this is yours. There is no way this is yours. I'm like, I'm telling you. I mean, that's what people think, but I'm telling you, this is the real deal.
I'm telling you, this is it. There was a horrible accident. So this is what it looks like now. $300 from DV. Angelo needs 1 or 2 beers. Thank you very much.
There should be a 2-drink minimum for Angelo.
I don't drink on these.
I know, but everyone's telling me.
I used to, and then I would start slurring by the end of the card. So now I don't drink on the live streams. And then we used to, in my old house, you and I would go live in my media room, and we would drink and watch the fights there. But then I would just Ron Burgundy, and then I would Ron Burgundy whatever was on the screen, and that got dicey too. So
ice, wallow, come.
It wasn't great. Anyway, WeOwnPicks.com, become a premium member, or WeOwnPicks.com/MKF. Sign up, make a deposit. It is daily fantasy. They'll instantly match that deposit. If you give them 50, they'll give you 50. If you give them 100, they'll give you 100. Play these strike lines. This is a really tricky strike line, but I do think it's a more because I think it's standing the whole time. And this is total strikes, not significant strikes. This is just straight up total strikes. I think this is a more situation for sure.
Yeah, no.
I didn't ask, but thanks for the feedback. Next up at UFC 281, we have the main card opener. Behind the paywall, we got Dan Hooker taking on Claudio Puelles. Dan Hooker, 21 and...
There's no L's in there. Puelles. It's not Puelles.
Yeah, I said it like that on purpose.
Yeah, I bet.
Okay. I even made a weird inflection in my voice.
Wow,
Look up inflection because I know you definitely don't know what that word means. Dan Hooker taking on Claudio Puelles. Dan Hooker, 21 and 12 overall, 1 and 4 in his last 5, coming off that KO loss to Arnold Allen at featherweight. Claudio Puelles, 12 and 2 overall, 5 and 0 in his last 5, coming off his 3rd knee bar win in the UFC, which I'm pretty sure is a record. This is straight up striker versus grappler. It is straight up striker versus grappler. Dan Hooker's a decent striker. He's long, he's rangy. He doesn't have insane power, but he does use kicks really well. He is coming off that loss to Arnold Allen. That was a bad loss. That was definitely the worst loss of his career to date. And Arnold Allen, it looks a little better now that Arnold Allen beat Calvin Kattar, but that, it was a knee injury. It wasn't, as clean as you'd like, but that helps. And that was at featherweight, right? Dan Hooker should not be at featherweight. He's too old. gotten a little too big to go down. And so let's just blame it on that. Claudio Puelles is a nasty grappler. He is a nasty grappler. The fact that this dude has 3 knee bar wins is absolutely insane. He's only 26. He does kick, but he doesn't use it great. I think Dan Hooker wins this fight. I know you disagree with me, but Dan Hooker's got decent takedown defense. He's going to be the far better striker, and he would be dumb as hell to even entertain a clinch because we've seen Claudio just pull guard. He'll do anything to get it to the ground. I feel like Claudio might look like embarrassingly bad in this because I think he's going to get jabbed to hell, then just try to pull guard and look pathetic. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Claudio Puelles is, honestly, he's everything that I wished Ryan Hall would be because he's just as dangerous on the ground, even slicker probably than Ryan Hall. But he can actually strike. I mean, people that are saying that this is a submission or bust for Claudio is kind of clueless in this matchup because he can, if he gets control of the ground. Dan Hooker's not a guy that you can just automatically submit, right? And he's not a guy you can automatically get taken down. But if it gets to the ground, Claudio can control this fight for a decision win. That's not out of the realm of possibility. That's probably not the path to victory for him. It probably is submission, but a lot of people are saying, oh, submission or bust. There is a world where he can control maybe even the striking exchanges because he does have good kicks. He has lengthy kicks, keep it at distance, get a takedown or two, whatever it is, that he wins a decision. But I think these odds are a little bit crazy. I can't believe that Dan Hooker was as wide as he was. I think it was like a minus 160 at one point, minus 170, something like that. They are closing now. I'm looking at it right now. Claudio Puelles is at a plus 126. I imagine by the time this fight starts, people are going to see the value and the danger in Claudio Puelles and see Dan Hooker in his last few fights. Yes, that is against good competition, but just losing the good competition is not a good thing. You got to beat people eventually, and I can't go with Dan Hooker until he proves to me that he can still beat people at this top competition, and Claudio Puelles is that top competition. Yes, on the feet, Dan should have the advantage, but as you mentioned, Claudio will do whatever it takes. He will just close the distance, get on a leg, and just fall backwards, and Dan seems like a guy that will just fall into his guard and think, oh, I'm safe here. I know how to be safe here. I know everyone thinks they can be safe until they lose a leg. I'm going Claudio.
I mean, obviously that's possible. I just have to trust Dan Hooker in his 33 fights has enough experience and wherewithal to not do that. Claudio Puelles is a grappler, and he has a negative striking differential. This man spends most of the time on the mat and still gets hit 30% more than he hits other people. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Don't tell me he could win the striking match. That's you actually feel that way? That
I said he can do. That's not what I said. I said he can do enough in the striking to get takedowns and he can win it. You're saying that there is zero chance that Claudio can win a decision. I think there's an outside realm of possibility that he can win a decision. Do what he needs to do in the striking, control positions in the grappling, win a decision. I don't think it's just submission or bust for Claudio.
Listen, you guys make fun of me for being old. What is the potatoes thing? What is that? Can you explain it to me like a young guy?
Yeah, potatoes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't know what it is. That's great.
No, if you don't get it, it's fine. No, trust me.
No, I get it. No,
trust me, I get it.
No, you don't.
No, trust me.
That's fine. No, it's fine.
No, trust me. No, it's even funnier that you're going down this path because that is a potato thing to say.
I don't even know if you're messing with me or not, but I don't think
potato. I mean, no, it is. Like potato aim? Yeah, you fuck potato. Yeah, you fuck potato.
What's potato aim?
Yeah.
Is this one of your video game things?
Chat will let you know.
Okay. Oh, see? No, they don't even know. He thinks it's an autocorrect. But I saw it before. Yeah, I saw the emoji.
Yeah, potatoes.
Okay. Anyway, I'm on Dan Hooker. You're on Claudio. We're split here. Do we do a $100 bet? I took $100 off you last week for that stupid ass.
With odds?
No, you said it's closing.
Oh, the stupid bet. Yeah, the stupid D-Rod's laying on top of this dude to win the fight with 3.5 minutes to go, and all of a sudden D-Rod just is like, here, Neil Magny, I'll stand up. He just gets off him, and Neil Magny's like, okay, I'm just going to take you down now. Took him down and won the fight. D-Rod's on top of the guy. 3.5 minutes to go in the fight. Just has to lay there for 3 minutes. Stands up for no reason. Loses the fight. Now I'm out $100. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take it with the odds. You want to do...
No, you said the line's closing and it'll be even. So even.
Well, it's not even. Let's do one. Let's do 175.
Well, then we'll wait till Friday
if Dan wins.
No, you're so confident.
What are you a pussy? Are you a potato right now? You a potato pussy? Are you gonna warm that thing up in the microwave?
You're just throw it in the microwave.
You little potato pussy.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I told
A few
you.
weeks ago, I was like, dude, you got to clean it up. We got to clean it up.
You're the one that was doing.
And now
you're the
you're
one that
talking
went down
about
that path.
microwaving potatoes.
You said that.
If this was a sitcom, it would click to an empty chair and then me just hearing in the background, doot, 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 and you just stepping away to microwave a potato. This is insane.
I don't like potatoes.
I'm sure you do. Anyway,
Elizabeth acting like she doesn't
questions.
know. I mean, come on. Elizabeth's like, oh, what the hell is it? Come on. Yeah, we all know what's going on here.
Yeah, why would you cut a hole in a honeydew melon? All right, anyway, this is getting...
Whoa, oddly specific there. Whoa, oddly. We're not going to let that go. Oddly specific there.
$8,700 in DraftKings. As much as I like Dan Hooker to win, I don't think I'm going to spend the $8,700 because I think he wins with a jab. I think it's just jab, distance control, the better striker. That's it. I don't think he's going to get a knockout. There's not going to be control time. I don't think he's going to be worth the $8,700 in DraftKings. Do you like Claudio at 75? What a joke. What a joke. Dude.
Probably.
Yeah, what a joke. This is...
Probably. I mean, I just put $100 on it, didn't I? So...
You did? We did even money? Perfect.
I mean, if that's what you need to make yourself feel better, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to lose the bet, so
okay,
it is what it is.
Perfect. All right. So, Monkey Knife Fight Strike Line, 70.56. I don't like it. I'm not going to touch it. If you want to see all of our bets, we've got a lot going this week. We're coming off an incredible week. Last week, WeOwnPicks.com at the top. Click Become a Member. It's only $10 a month. That's $2.50 a week. A week. We made you enough money last week to cover the next 2 years of membership. So go ahead, sign up, WeOwnPicks.com at the top, click Become a Member. Next up, at UFC 281, we have the farewell fight of UFC legend Frankie Edgar. And he's taking on Chris Gutierrez here. Frankie Edgar, 24-10 overall, 1-4 in his last 5. He is coming off that very unfortunate front kick KO loss to Chito Vera. Chris Gutierrez, 4-0-1 in his last 5. He's coming off the knockout of the night over Danaa Bagarai. I hate when you do the faces because I see it and it throws me off.
Doesn't he kind of look like George W. Bush?
I mean, he's definitely...
We got to get rid of the tur.
Very, very focused in this picture for sure. For sure.
The tur. Tourism.
Anyway, what parlay? You have a parlay, Jake?
What are you talking about?
Somebody commented he's looking at premium and doesn't see your parlay. I don't remember you sending a parlay.
I don't have a parlay.
Yeah, I have a parlay. So, and Josh, even if your units are only $10, and we made you 10 units, that's 10 months, pal. Very easy math. Anyway, Frankie Edgar. We know Frankie Edgar, right? He is a nasty, nasty Jersey wrestler, but he bounces in and out. He uses his striking, and that's the style he's developed over time because he is the former lightweight champion. He never cut any weight. He was always the smaller fighter, bouncing around in and out. He used his speed, his timing, and he really is a volume striker with constant movement and well-timed takedowns. Chris Gutierrez, he's a really good kickboxer. He's got great low-kick leg kicks, solid leg control, or uses those for cage control. He's got good volume, solid cardio, and there's no secret to what he wants to do. He's going to plot forward, light up your legs, and then follow with punches. He does have good takedown defense, but, I think Frankie will be able to take him down. I got to pick Chris Gutierrez here because Frankie just hasn't looked great. But the reality is, Frankie's coming off that loss to Chito. Frankie was winning that fight going into the third. It was 1-1 on 2 scorecards, 2-1 on a third scorecard. 2-0 on a third scorecard. And in the third round,
D'Amato.
It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, those cards were going to get handed in. And that dude could have won that fight and then obviously got kicked in the face. And, I guess that's a lot of Chito fights lately. Dominick Cruz was beating him up too before Dominick Cruz got caught. So, I guess that's a Cheeto fight, but I guess my point here is Frankie's chin isn't holding up, but he's still fast. He's still technical. He can still box. He can still grapple. It's just his chin isn't there anymore. So if you think Chris Gutierrez gets to Frankie's chin, then Chris has to be the pick. But if you don't think he does, then Frankie's the pick because Frankie can definitely dance around the outside, can definitely get the takedowns, definitely win. It's Madison Square Garden. Frank Yeager, I don't think he's an all-time great per se, but this dude has fought the best to ever do it, former lightweight champion. I would love for Frankie to win. Chris is the pick because of the chin, but man, I would be so happy to just get that pick dead freaking wrong and watch Frankie win and retire in Madison Square Garden. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's what everyone would love to. I mean, I don't think there's going to be anyone that's actually going to be rooting against Frankie Edgar, 41 years old, MSG, backyard, the whole 9 yards. And there is an opportunity in a path to victory for him. I mean, there is definitely a world where Frankie can out-wrestle Chris Gutierrez for 15 minutes and win this decision. Maybe a close decision, maybe back and forth, whatever it is. And that's what the odds reflect that. I mean, the fact that he's 41 years old, coming off whatever it is, and he's still only a plus 188. I mean, you would think, if you saw this matchup, you just saw what it is, you would think that Chris would be a minus 400 favorite, minus 500 favorite, and it's like it is what it is. And maybe there's some respect there because it is New York City and whatever. But, I hope that Frankie wins. I think everyone's going to be rooting for Frankie to win. There definitely is a path to victory for Frankie, and everyone, including Chris Gutierrez, knows what that path to victory is. And we'll see if he can implement that. I think he's been working hard. I had a buddy, actually, that was training with him just a couple weekends ago, went up to New York City, spent a weekend with them, was rolling around with them, so he's definitely been ready. I will say the pictures that he's posted, he definitely looked old. I mean, he definitely is a very old 41, especially for fight years, because that dude has been in some wars. But, I think we're all going to... Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think he has the all-time record for cage time.
Which, by looking at him, yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, it checks out. Checks out.
Yeah, so I mean, we're all going to be rooting for Frankie. We hope he gets it done. I'm not going to put money on Frankie, but I did put a little bit on Chris. And he's
I mean, the problem is Chris is already a 2-1 favorite. So once you start messing around with the props, the most obvious prop for Chris Gutierrez would be inside the distance decision, no action. Because I think if it ends up in a decision, he probably loses. It's probably Frankie taking him down over and over. Or he's going to win by finish because Frankie's chin, unfortunately for him, is just not there anymore. But the problem is that minus 220. What are those odds for that bet?
Minus 225.
For inside the distance decision, no action? I might go ahead and place that. Because do you think the only way you don't get paid on that bet
it's the same as the money line.
Yeah, but and that protects me against Chris getting...
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's better than a money line bet, probably.
100%, because Frankie can win a decision. Frankie cannot win by stoppage. I'm probably going to place that bet when we're done here. Don't let me forget. DraftKings 7,100 and 9,100. I do think there is value in Frankie at 7,100. He can get some takedowns in control time, potentially win this fight, just like he was on his way with Cheeto. I got to look up the score for that Cheeto fight. I bet he scored decent considering he was a knockout loss. I bet he scored pretty well. He had multiple takedowns, control time, was landing more strikes. More total strikes, more significant strikes, the whole nine.
Your hate for Cheeto is bleeding over into other fights.
I've learned to like him because it's not a fluke anymore. When it was a fluke, or I really hated him after the Rob Font fight.
Yeah, you thought the Rob Font fight, that wasn't a fluke.
Well, I wasn't, my issue wasn't with Cheeto after the Rob Font fight because he clearly won that fight. My issue was with everybody in the comments making it sound like, because I was like, Rob Font is the better striker, but Cheeto does more damage. And everybody was like, it's like, dude, how could you not agree with that statement? He doubled his strikes, landed more, cleaner, just has no power. Anyway, I digress. You going to put either one of these in your DraftKings lineup?
I think there's probably better value than Chris as far as DraftKings goes because Frankie is a tough dude and can wrestle and stall this fight. Even if he doesn't get the takedowns, he knows how to stall fights against the cage and stuff like that. So it's a little bit expensive. I think there's probably better value than the $9,100.
Yeah, I don't think Chris is worth the $91, but there is a world where Frankie wins and $7,100 is quite the...
Not this world, but... Not planet Earth.
56 to 72 total strikes. I think it's a more. Frankie puts on volume. That's what he does. And Chris just throws that leg kick out like a jab. Just peppers it out there. So these are total strikes, not significant. I think they can get past that. What do you think?
It's probably like that. I like that moment.
Well, if you want to check that out, weonpicks.com/MKF. If you sign up and make a deposit, they will instantly match that deposit. Instantly. You give them 20, they'll give you 20. Give them 50, they'll give you 50. Take that free money. Play some of these lines. I like them more and more here. And if you want $50 for free, we will just give you $50. All you need to
How do I get it?
Well, all you need to do is go to weonpicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of the betting partners.
Let me find a fucking pen here. You're telling me I get 50? Hold on. You're telling me I get 50 free dollars?
50.
No strings attached.
Nope. All you need to do is click on one of our links, make a deposit, and then we'll send you $50 as a thank you. Okay.
Wow.
Next up, at UFC 281, we have what I think will be fight of the night. You disagree. You think it's an earlier fight. You said nothing on this card will even come close. Well, here's the fight that'll come close. We got Dustin Poirier taking on Michael Chandler. Dustin Poirier, 28-7 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He is coming off that title loss to Charles Oliveira. Michael Chandler, 23-7 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that highlight KO win over Tony Ferguson. And I got to go Dustin Poirier here. And here's why. I think Michael Chandler is definitely the more dangerous fighter. I'm going to say more well-rounded fighter, but frankly, I think Dustin's probably he's the more technical striker. He's got the better raw jiu-jitsu, but Michael Chandler's got bombs for hands and can wrestle. And he's definitely stronger, more athletic, and faster. The problem is, at this point in his career, Michael Chandler just wants to be fun. He just wants to get paid, and he's earned that right. The dude is the former Bellator lightweight champion of the world. He's had some all-time great fights. His fights against Pitbull, his fights against Eddie Alvarez. I mean, this dude is an all-timer in Bellator. He's had some very exciting fights in the UFC. So he gets it, right? If he goes out there, puts on a wild show, he'll get paid. He could get smoked by Dustin here, be fun, and still get a Conor fight, still get a payday. And that's the reason I'm picking Dustin. If I thought Michael would come out here and try to win this fight, I'd pick him to win because he can wrestle. The wrestling's there. He can throw bombs. He can do those things. I just don't see him doing that. I see him sitting on big rights, trying to make something happen, bouncing in and out, trying to make something happen, trying to be fun, trying to get that bonus, which is great. It's going to be worth the pay-per-view price for sure. But I don't think he wins because I think he's more focused on just being fun than he is on just getting a win, where Dustin's going to do exactly what he's supposed to do. He's not going to get thrown off by the antics, and Dustin's really tough. He's not a guy that you just put away because you hit him hard once or twice. So Dustin's the pick, but I think Michael Chandler's probably the better fighter, and if I could trust him to try and win, not that he's not trying to win, but you get what I'm saying with that whole analogy there. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think Dustin's toughness is something that a lot of people are taking for granted because even in that the first rematch of the Conor fight, not their first one, but the first rematch, Conor was hitting people or hitting Dustin with shots that put most people out. I mean, that left hand was coming straight down the pipe, landing right on Dustin's chin, and he was just eating shots. He has done that time and time again. Watch the Dustin in the Gaethje fight from a few years ago. Gaethje gave him everything he could offer, and Dustin weathered the storm and then wore down Justin Gaethje. I agree when you say Chandler has been like the entertaining fighter rather than the IQ fighter, I guess you could say. The biggest caveat for that is he was doing that. He signed his contract, UFC contract, his initial contract, right? He came in, he wanted to be that guy. He wanted to be that star. He became that star, that I gotta watch this guy fight type of person. He just signed a new contract a couple months ago, right? So he has definitely already earned that money. He's already getting paid. So maybe he takes a step back and says, listen, I did what I needed to do. I got that contract. Now I'm getting paid what I want to get paid. You know, maybe let's work in some game plans, right? Maybe let's work for another title shot because I did what I needed to do to get paid. Now that I'm getting paid, now I can go back to the wrestling. Now I can go back to this and that. So maybe he throws everyone for a loop coming in this fight. Got his new contract. Now let me fight to win fights to go back for the title. We'll see if he actually does that because if he does, I agree with you. He definitely can win this fight. But if he turns into the Michael Chandler of just brawling, Dustin Poirier is too good of a boxer to brawl with. You cannot brawl with this. You can't really hit him clean. Even if you do, he is tough enough, and he's good counter strikes to come back with the looping shot to Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler has been dropped by basically everyone at this point. So we'll see what Michael Chandler comes in with a game plan. Maybe the new contract, he's a little bit more game plan-y for this fight. But yeah, this should be the second best fight of the night. Not as good as the Trizano Choi fight, but it should be pretty good. And I'm going with Dustin Poirier.
Listen, I like that angle of he got his money, so maybe he'll reel it in. I do that. I didn't think of that, and that's rare that you think of something. No, that's
I go above and beyond. I mean, it's crazy. I sat here and just thought about it. And I googled it, and it turns out he got a contract a couple months ago. And
you just randomly were like, I wonder if.
No, I remember seeing a headline of he got a new contract. Maybe it was in the embedded or something like that, and I was like, you know what? Actually, maybe if he. Because that's all everyone just wants to get paid. So it wasn't the embedded because he mentioned like I got to provide for my family now. I got 2 kids now, this and that, and so we'll see.
Yeah, I think that information doesn't change my pick, but it is an interesting thing to think about. Thank you, Patrick Shelley. He gifted 5 memberships, so thank you very much.
You better be careful because that really is your replacement.
Okay.
That's not that's not a joke. I'm trying to tell you that, like, haha, that's funny, but that's not a joke. That is your replacement.
How can you replace me on my show? Explain that dynamic. Is there a coup?
There's
an overthrowing of the government?
Watch what happens in the chat right now. Type 1 in the chat if you'd like to see Patrick instead of Angelo.
Patrick,
we'll see what happens.
Tweet us a 30-second video clip of you talking into the camera without drooling. And then we'll see if this is a real conversation.
Oh, God. Don't look at the chat. Don't look at the chat.
$8,900 for Dustin Poirier. Do you think Dustin's worth the $8,900?
What'd you say? 89? Yeah. Let me look at I actually did my DraftKings lineup. I don't have Poirier in there. I think there's a little bit better value other places. Like you have Petroski at $9,200. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but I like that.
Well, especially because Michael Chandler's not so chinny anymore. He found his chin.
Huh?
So Michael Chandler.
He got dropped by Tony last fight.
But he didn't get put out. He got dropped by Justin Gaethje as well. He gets dropped by everyone. He got dropped by Justin Gaethje as well and didn't get put out.
We just had this argument 9, 10, 12, 13 months ago about Baeza, Michael Baeza. I said he's not chinny because he gets dropped, but he doesn't get and you're like, that's the definition of chinny. Now, full circle, you're saying, oh, Michael Chandler's got a great chin. He gets dropped, but he doesn't get. That's the exact argument I made against Baeza. Then you called me an absolute clown, and we made a big deal about it.
In that case, he was fighting Chaos Williams. Dustin Poirier doesn't hit as hard as Chaos Williams. My point here is $8,900. I don't know if Dustin gets a finish. You dipstick. Jesus Christ.
Look at all those ones, and this is the reason why.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I will happily step down and let somebody else do all of this work.
Let's do it, Patrick.
Just send a video so I know you can form a full sentence and don't look like a creature from a sewer somewhere. You have to at least look like Ben Affleck and speak as clearly as a weatherman. $7,300 for Michael Chandler is probably decent money, frankly, but I don't know if he's going to wrestle. Therefore, he's leaving some points on the table, so I'm probably not going to do it. This is another more with Monkey Knife Fight, though. I think they go at it, swinging, letting it fly. We know for a fact Michael Chandler's going to do that. So 41 total strikes. He might do that in a round. He's just going to come out here trying to get something done as he does. You agree with the more?
Yeah, I like the more. What's the round line on this? Is it a 1.5? I assume it's probably a 1.5. It is a 1.5.
Yeah.
The over is minus 130.
I like the over. Well, I don't know why they think. I don't know why they think that's gonna
Because Chandler gets dropped in the first round of every single fight. That's why.
Okay, but only Charles Oliveira is able to capitalize on it. You know what I mean? So, and he's got the most submission wins in the history of UFC. Anyway, I like the more with Monkey Knife Fight.
That was
a
random fact.
Well, meaning because if Dustin drops him, he's not just going to pounce and submit him the same way that Oliveira was able to. I like the over on rounds.
Oliveira didn't submit him.
Did he not?
No, he knocked it in the second round. He chased him down and knocked him out.
I'm forgetting. Oh, that's right.
Hook.
No.
That's why when he said that, I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
No,
Charles
no.
submitted Dustin.
No. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. I got that mixed up. And Michael Chandler dropped Charles Oliveira before we all just fully accepted that Charles Oliveira gets dropped all the time and it's no big deal. Anyway, I guess you're not confident in Dustin and DraftKings. Neither am I. Not that we're very confident he's going to win, but maybe not score that well. We like to more and more with Monkey Knife Fight. If you want to check that out, weonpicks.com/MKF. And if you become a premium member, you will get access to all of our bets, all of our picks, a DraftKings optimizer, player ownership rankings, and all the things to help you make money. It's only $10 a month, and we will literally never, ever, ever touch that price point. It'll stay $10 forever. Next up, at UFC 281, we have the co-main event of the evening. We got Carla Esparza defending her belt for the first time on her second title reign against Weili Zhang, who's looking to win this belt back for the second time. Carla Esparza is 19-6 overall, 5-0 in her last 5, with a 4-year winning streak. Weili Zhang is 22-3 overall, 3-2 in her last 5. Both of those losses were to Rose in title bids. Carla Esparza, as we all know, is a very good wrestler. Is she amazing? Is she what's her name? Tatiana Suarez? No. But she's a very, very good wrestler. And she does it effectively. Her striking is just okay, but she will stick to a grappling game plan. Weili Zhang is good at literally everything. She's got power in her hands, good technical striker. We have now seen that she can wrestle as well. She's got a bunch of takedowns against Rose in their second fight, and which I think was a robbery. I thought Weili won that fight. She had a bunch of takedowns in Rose in that fight, and that was with one camp with Henry Cejudo. And then in her last fight, she comes out and just sort of beats the brakes off of Joanna Jędrzejczyk with takedowns in that fight as well. So my point here is, while Carla is very good at one thing, and that's wrestling, Weili is very good at everything. And quite frankly, she might come out here and out-wrestle the wrestler. She might shoot first, as she's been doing lately. Ridiculously high-level athlete, hits like a freight train, can do all the things. I think Weili absolutely gets it done. I think these odds are very fair. She can get taken down, though. Weili's takedown defense is only 52%. Rose took her down a few times. Rose is not a very good wrestler. So obviously that's a possibility, but Weili just is a guarantee spending this entire camp defending takedowns. When you only have to worry about one thing, it's pretty easy to prepare when you're already a high-level athlete. So I imagine you agree with me.
Yeah, the only thing I want to add to this is I would have to imagine that if Weili is the champ in this matchup and Carla is the contender coming up to fight in this matchup, I mean, Weili would be, in my mind, like a minus 500, minus 600 favorite. The fact that these odds are even as close as they are, they're even closing now. She's only a minus 325 now in this matchup. I mean, that's one of the best values for Weili you're probably ever gonna find. Honestly, do you agree with me that if she was the champ and Carla was, and you had Carla Esparza as the challenger, the opening odds for Weili would probably be minus 550, minus 500. It's the exact same matchup except one person is holding the belt and one person isn't.
No,
so
I agree.
I think that these
and she got
are,
the belt in the worst fight anybody has ever seen in the history of
right.
fight.
Yeah, it's not like she came in and just dominated Rose and this and that.
We didn't see anything new. She didn't come out with great striking. She didn't evolve. She's this thing, and I don't mean that disrespectfully. She's very good at one thing. She has earned this title in the past. She's earned this title shot. She hasn't lost in 4 years. She deserves to be the champ right now. She deserves to be here, but I just think Weili's different level. Sorry.
No, I 100% agree. She's going to be a step behind everywhere, even in the wrestling exchanges. She probably, even if she has the best takedown, entry and this and that, Weili can either reverse it, stuff it, do whatever pick her up, slam her down. I mean, it's just crazy the skill level gap between these two females, and that's nothing against Carla Esparza. She's worked hard, got back here. Congrats to her to become the champ once again. It's just this is just different levels, man. I'm a big Weili guy. I love her as a fighter and as a person as well. Her personality, by the way, she's like the most ferocious person in the octagon. Outside the octagon, she's like the most bubbly, funny personality. I'm a big Weili fan for sure.
Yeah, I will disagree with one point though. Maybe I don't know if you said it or I was reading it in the comments at this point now, but I don't see. I think Carla can get the takedowns. I think she absolutely can get the takedowns. I just think Weili will shoot first. I don't think she'll wait. If she's waiting for Carla to shoot, I think Carla will get the takedowns. It's much harder to defend a takedown than it is to get one of your own. I just think, and we've seen Weili get taken down. So I think Weili will win the wrestling exchanges, but I think that's because she will shoot first, not because she'll be waiting. I don't think she'll be defending and reversing shots from Carla.
I think Weili's been taken down by people she didn't expect to get taken down by.
Sure.
She's expecting the Carla takedowns. She knows they're coming. I mean, I think she defends them or just wins the scrambles and ends up on top. She's just so much faster, man. So much faster. Like, even watch the embeddeds of them, like, just hit mitts. I know it's hit mitts and whatever, but, I mean, Carla's like, da-da, da-da, da-da. And Weili looks like me. I mean, just, yeah-da, yeah-da, wah-wah-wah, yeah-da.
Okay. This dude, Fried, says Carla's going to defend the takedown. She's been wrestling way longer. That doesn't matter. This is MMA wrestling. It doesn't matter. And this is kind of
So go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say this is kind of a reach, but George St. Pierre never wrestled a day in his life until MMA. And he's like a Weili, good everywhere, very athletic, takes it seriously, and then out-wrestled Division I wrestlers. Out-wrestled them in MMA, made them look stupid as hell. So length, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Meatball just said it. We just saw last week an Olympic wrestler
last
week completely dominated by Grant Dawson, who is just a grappler. I mean, that's all he is.
Grant Dawson literally said on the mic, I got 6th in high school. 6th place.
He's a grappler. There's difference between just wrestling and being able to win scrambles and positions and hold positions. That was a silver medalist Olympic wrestler. Looked like he's never wrestled a day in his life. By the way, on the live stream, I was against the live chat. I had Grant Dawson buy sub, hit in the last 30 seconds. Incredible bet. We do it every single Saturday. Turn into the live streams. Saturday. Not this Saturday.
Okay. $6,800 for Carla. You know, I'm not going to do it. I will have Weili in my lineup. But $6,800, a couple of takedowns here and there, a little bit of control time here and there. I don't see it. I'm not going to do it. But, man, I do hate passing up Carla Esparza at $6,800 because, you know, I love my wrestlers in DraftKings. But I am going to spend the Weili money because it's 5 rounds. I think she'll do whatever she wants and potentially get a finish. You agree?
Weili is definitely in my lineup. Elizabeth, I'm not going live Saturday. I might.
No, he's coming over here to hang out with actual humans in real life.
I would rather hang out with Elizabeth online.
On the line?
On the line.
I don't know what to do with this strike line, so I'm not going to touch the strike line. But if you guys want to see all of our bets for this entire event, WeWantPicks.com. Become a premium member. It's only $10 a month. And it not only gets you the bets, it gets you the picks. It gets you a DraftKings optimizer, ownership projections, all sorts of content, prize picks lines, underdog fantasy lines, just literally everything we could possibly give you for only $10 a month, $2.50 a week. And yeah, I'm literally just not going to let Jacob stream. I will shut it down and just not let it happen so he can come over here and have a good time. For Christ's sake. Let the dude live in real life for one weekend. Jesus. You guys can watch those 2 Canadians with the fancy hair. They do it. It's kind of boring and unsightly, but watch that.
It ain't fucking me.
Nothing is. Microwave potato for Jakey boy. Next up, at UFC 281, we have the main event of the evening. We have Israel Adesanya taking on Alex Pereira for the 3rd time in their professional combat sports careers. Israel Adesanya 23-1. His only loss is when he went up to light heavyweight and lost to Jan Blachowicz. Alex Pereira is 6-1 overall. He is 5-0 in his last 5. He's coming off the absolute destruction of Sean Strickland, and this is a really tricky fight to break down because these two men have fought each other twice already in kickboxing matches, and Alex Pereira won both of those fights. He won both of them. The first one was a decision. Some people say it was sketchy. The second one, he just straight up flatlined Israel Adesanya. So these men have fought each other 2 times already. Alex won them both. This is an MMA fight and not a kickboxing match. But we've never seen Israel Adesanya get a takedown. So why would I assume that all of a sudden now he's going to be shooting takedowns? Alex Pereira, he's not going to be shooting takedowns. We haven't seen that from him. So it's basically another kickboxing match, but with MMA gloves. And that's what makes this so hard to break down. I am actually surprised that the odds are what they are. I am going to pick Izzy here because I just, if we're just going to keep it simple, well, Alex Pereira should be the pick. He already beat this dude twice standing in a striking match. This is going to be a striking match. Why wouldn't he do it a third time? That's like the easiest, most straight level pick. The fastest way to get from point A to point B is a straight line. That's a straight line. This dude did it twice. He's going to do it a third time. But this is MMA. While I don't expect either one of them to come out grappling, it is possible. Or, I don't know. It's just hard to articulate, but I just don't know how I can't go against Israel Adesanya, who some people are saying is the greatest middleweight of all time. I don't think so, not yet, but very soon. I can't pick against him with a guy that only has 7 professional MMA fights, and one of them is a loss. It's just so tricky for me to do. Alex Pereira is the far more dangerous fighter in this. It's not even close. But I do think Israel Adesanya gets this done. What do you think, Jakey?
Yeah, I didn't really listen to what you said, but let me tell you exactly what's going to happen in this fight. Because there is nobody in the entire world that Izzy wants to lose to less than Alex Pereira. That is all he has heard for years and years and years, is that Alex Pereira has knocked you out, the guy that knocked you out. And even Izzy will talk about it. I mean, he said, that's all I've heard. That's all I've heard. And Izzy actually made a good point. He said the only reason Alex is here is because I am who I am. Nobody would care about Alex Pereira if Izzy was not the champion of this matchup. He wouldn't have this career. So he does have Izzy to thank for this path. But I mean, there is nobody that he wants to lose to less, especially not get knocked out. If he got knocked out again by Alex Pereira, it would be, you would never ever hear. There is nothing he wants less in the world than getting knocked out again by Alex Pereira. And with that said, Izzy, there is nobody that knows how to stay safe more than Izzy. He's the master at keeping range, keeping distance, staying safe. You can't hit this guy at all if he does not want to get hit. People saying he's going to come in, he's going to avenge the knockout. He wants to knock out. No, he doesn't. He doesn't give a shit. He just wants to beat this guy, retain his belt. He doesn't want to lose this guy at all. He's already lost to him twice. He is going to dance around, be the most boring Izzy fight you have ever seen. He's going to be that up against the fence, and Alex is going to be pacing him. Walking him down, walking around, and Izzy's going to do that. Boom, jab, slip, circle around. Alex is going to walk him down. Boom, jab, slip, oop, and he's going to circle around. It's going to be that for 25 minutes. He knows he cannot get hit by this guy, and he knows how to fight to not get hit. You've seen him do it time and time again. We know Izzy can be boring. This will be another Izzy 25 minutes boring decision win. I'm rooting for Alex. I hope he gets it done. The storyline, by the way, it's crazy that this is happening in real time because this is a movie script type storyline. A guy leaves, kickboxing, becomes a champ. All of a sudden, this guy comes back, knocked him out. If Alex gets knocked out, I mean, this is a movie happening in front of our eyes. I hope that everyone is taking, is soaking this in fully. How awesome this moment is Saturday. It's a big fight. I'm rooting for Alex. I hope he gets it done, but it should be a boring Izzy decision, man.
I mean, it certainly can be. And he doesn't care that he's boring because that's been his rap lately. Everybody giving him a hard time. Jester basically is asking me, so, I know I'm from Connecticut, so is Glover. We've known each other for a very, very long time.
You taught Glover how to wrestle.
I don't have any insight into this from him.
Right.
It's not polite. I didn't teach Glover how to wrestle, but I mean,
you guys, you don't just
Glover,
know him, you guys.
Very, very early in his career was coming to the wrestling gym to learn how to wrestle, and we would wrestle. Anyway,
you were his main training partner. Let's let people know.
I'm going
put
with
some respect on your own name.
Answer this damn question.
I'm trying to put respect on your name.
I have not asked, hey, how does Alex look? Because we do the podcast. It's not an appropriate question to ask, and you just don't ask those type things. There's like etiquette. But everything I've heard, not in this camp, but everything I've heard from Glover about Alex is that he's an absolute savage. He's just a savage, hits hard as hell, freak athlete, very good everywhere, works really hard. That's everything I've heard. I haven't heard that this camp because I'm not asking questions mid-camp. That's just not something you do.
Let's call him right now.
Okay.
You don't want to do that for the stream? I think they'd really enjoy getting Glover on the phone.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Tell me his phone number and I'll call him real quick. Go ahead and give me his phone number real quick.
Didn't this happened where you were asking for a specific female fighter's phone number and then got it and did nothing with it? Literally nothing.
And that fighter was?
It's Amanda Ribas.
The
you
number
have
one.
her phone number in your phone and you've done literally nothing with it. It's embarrassing.
I don't know if it's the same one, but I was given, that was a very big moment for me, and I've never froze more in my life. The stream does not know that, but I literally did have Amanda Ribas' actual phone number given to me. I did nothing with it. I'm a failure, guys. I'm an absolute failure. You guys think that I'm this guy, I'm a fraud, and I'm a fake. And that's the reality of the situation.
I mean, that is literally 100. I'm surprised at your honesty right now, and you didn't go into a bit, because that is exactly what happened.
It's the long game. That's right. Yeah, there you go. They get it.
The long game would just be texting her.
That hard.
The long game would be just texting beautiful compliments every day and never saying who you are or wanting anything from it. And then one day, the big reveal. She goes to the. Oh. She goes to the. She goes to the
bathroom picture,
the Make-A-Wish corner of the gym, and there you are. And you're like, it was me, looking up all sickly.
With my mask
on. Anyway. $8,600 for Izzy? Probably not, because I agree if he wins this fight, it's just stick and move, stick and move, stick and move. And that's not going to score well even over 5 rounds. Not for $8,600. Not when we have other fighters that we think could get a stoppage. You're agreeing. Do you think Alex Pereira's worth 76? Potentially.
I mean,
he's
I
definitely
think
live for a knockout.
I mean, the odds are moving now, and I already placed this at plus 120, but I got inside the distance decisional action for Alex at plus 120. I think that's plus 125. It's only plus 100 right now. I imagine that'll get, I mean, because I think it's either, and I can see, and I know we talked about that in the Discord as well. There's a Discord link, and Discord's 100% free. And
yeah, 100%
a lot of people in here in the chat, we talk all day, every day MMA. So if you guys want to join that Discord, one of the things we were talking about is the outcomes for this fight. I think the most likely outcome is Izzy by decision. To me, the second most likely outcome is Alex gets the KO. The third most likely outcome is Alex tries so hard to get this KO that he wears down, 5-round fight, he gets tired, and Izzy finds a finish 4th or 5th round where Alex is just, now he's worn down, the power is left, and Izzy kind of TKO him. And then the fourth most likely outcome, not very likely, is Alex wins a decision. I don't know if you agree with all those, but that's kind of how we played it out in Discord. And people disagree with me. They thought Alex by TKO or KO was more of a third rather than a second, but that's kind of discussions we have in Discord. So join it, have some fun.
Yeah, Discord is free. There's a link directly from our website. I agree with that list of outcomes. Izzy probably by decision, then Alex knockout. And I like the whole Alex will get tired, start chasing, potentially get finished because he's tired and chasing. So that, I mean, I'm with you, big dog. That makes sense to me.
My issue with that is even if Alex is tired or maybe hurt or whatever, that's exactly how Izzy got knocked out in that second fight. He had Alex hurt. The next round started. He thought, let me put this guy out, and Alex found that left hand. So even if Izzy lands a shot and you see Alex kind of stagger, you might have Izzy kind of freeze, like, uh-oh, here we go again. I don't want to be too aggressive here. So that's the only thing that I would say.
And good for Izzy for taking this fight because I'm sure, obviously, you lose to the same guy twice. I've wrestled most of my life, and there were wrestlers that I couldn't beat. I would lose to them, and you lose to them the first time. The next time you go out there, you're like, I'm going to get this fool. I'm going to get this fool this time. Then you lose that second time. It's like, maybe I can't.
I struggle to beat puberty.
Maybe, yeah, I'm still working on it. And it's like, maybe I can't. And not Izzy, right? Yes, given to me, I'll take the fight. Because it's not even like, it's not a hard argument for Izzy to make. It's like the dude has 7 fights. Let him win a couple real ones, and then let's do it. And Izzy,
shut this dude up, man.
People hate Izzy because he's like boring. Yeah, my eye is Chester. I wear contacts and they get dry as hell. So.
I wear contacts, but I can afford the good ones.
These are I had to go to dailies because they get dried. It doesn't matter. Anyway, people hate on Izzy because he's been sort of boring lately. He's active, and we honestly should be thankful how active of a champ he is, because we have other champs that we just do not see very often. But Izzy fights very often, at least
Ryan
for
Hall.
a champ. Yeah, him and Ryan Hall, very, very often. So anyway, guys, that is the breakdown. Let us know all your picks, your plays, all your thoughts in the comments below. And become a premium member. You love the plug. I'm going to keep doing it.
Like the stream before you go. Please like the stream. Even if you're watching this as a video, we would appreciate that. That's all I ask for. Angela's going to ask for a lot more here in a second.
I'm going to ask for a whole bunch. A whole bunch. Seriously, though, go to WeWantPicks.com, become a premium member. It's only $10 a month. So if you want to be a premium member just to show your support, great. If you want to be a premium member because you're looking for our bets, that what we do with our actual money, great. If you're looking for a DraftKings optimizer, great. Prize Picks plays before the lines move, great. Underdog Fantasy, great. All of that, plus, honestly, a shit ton more is available to you for only $10 a month. There's no tiers. There's no add-ons. It's $10 a month for everybody, $2.50 a week. You get all of that content, and we will deliver that. We will continue to grow, continue to expand. We will never, ever raise that price point. WeOwnPicks.com. At the top, there's a button that says Become a Member. Just click that. Then if you want $50 for free, go to WeOwnPicks.com/bets. We have 4 different betting partners. All you need to do is click on the link from our website. It's an affiliate link. Click on the link, make an account, make a deposit. Then we will send you $50. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo as a thank you. It's literally they pay us, we pay you. It's just that simple. We're all just sharing this together. WeOwnPicks.com/bets. Any parting words for the people?
People that want to see the live stream Saturday, it probably will not happen, honestly, but I will go live tomorrow. So if you want to hang out, we'll do the Saturday live stream tomorrow. We'll hang out, open some cards, go over bets, do the whole kit and caboodle.
Okay, we're going to end this on you saying caboodle.
I'll pay you 7 months rent for that phone number, negotiable. 7 months rent is like $200,000, Dave. So if you want to wire it over.
You see how big that room is that he's in? Look at that room, Dave. Come on. Anyway, guys, thanks for the watch, the like, all the things, and we will see you the rest of this week with fresh content.